Good evening, Titan Esports fans, and welcome to Immortal League Playoffs. Here we are in the quarterfinals. I am Leslie. I'm going to be your host tonight, and with me is going to be Crims. We've got a really good matchup for you tonight. Crims, go ahead and lead us in. Tell us a little bit about each of these teams that are playing today.
Well, I am very familiar with one of these teams. Of course, it is going to be the team with Geico, Marcotte, Mags, and I believe they're having a sub in the top lane. So it is going to be Havoc for at least the first game, which is a very familiar roster, especially if you were following Art of War Esports. These guys won AML on that roster together. Definitely a new mid laner for me here today. But I know these guys. I talked to them a couple times. We've also played in some other tournaments as well. So they're we were both part of Art of War Esports, so good to see them still hanging around, still playing. On the other side, definitely not as familiar with these guys, but I'm sure everyone in the league is for Titan Esports because these guys are one of the front runners, and they have an amazing star player in May in the mid lane. And I mean, they've been making a lot of plays. Last time I casted, they were definitely a mid laner to be feared. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be bringing out today.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, as we get into draft, going to see some of these normal things come out. Barrett's going to be one of the first things banned. Crims, how do you feel like the meta has kind of developed here in Immortal? I mean, what do you think the big priorities for these teams are going to be?
Engage champions, engage champions, engage champions. There's a very small amount of them. They get run out pretty quickly, and then you have to play with icky enchanters, and no one wants to do that. So definitely snag one of those pretty early. Nautilus would be really good. Unfortunately, it does get countered by the other engaged champs. So like Rel, Braum. So you don't really want to spring too early for the Nautilus. Really gonna wait for those 80 carries to come through first, but that's usually where I see the meta going, especially in a best of 5 that we have here today, because you might have to go the distance, and a lot of people are predicting this to go to the championship rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking through the pick'ems before the cast today, I can tell you, I think I looked at 12 or 13 pick'ems, and 10 of those had these guys going to the full 5 games, and not a single one had them going 3-0. Of course, we are going to see that blue side got to take this Mel here priority. We've seen Mel kind of be picked up across Titan as a whole, from IBSG all the way up through Divinity and Conqueror. Mel's been a pretty big priority pick. Is going to be answered by Xayah so far.
Yeah, I think in terms of drafting, Mel can go bot lane and go mid lane if you're willing to flex it. And with a lot of champions like Silas or something that have some kind of spell they need to get in, the reflect can be very, very handy. Rakan does not get reflected though, so this is going to be a pretty guaranteed engage. But picking it up so early does leave you open to something like the Leona, to the Nautilus, just getting swiped up. And then you might have a really tough lane phase. And we see an Ashe here, really good at blowing a Xayah ultimate as well. I really want a hard engaged champion. Don't have to be too worried about picking them right now because you can only ban 2, so you definitely get one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, good to see the Ashe coming out against the Xayah, really trying to abuse that range early. Wukong going to be the additional jungler there, answered by the Jarvan. How do you feel about that jungle matchup specifically, Wukong and the Jarvan?
Yeah, Wukong definitely is the one who prefers this matchup. You can beat J4 in 1v1. You can prevent a lot of the EQ engages. You can't stop the Cataclysm. That is unstoppable. But if J4 ever cataclysms in and says, ooh, I want to get out of here, Wukong's really good at saying, no, you don't get to do that. I'm going to spin to win, keep you trapped where you don't want to be, and then now you are dead because J4, not the tankiest champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like, showing a lot of respect to Meme, like, just that Azir and the Akali ban already. Like you said, that star player and the Aurora, going to see 3 bans, showing a lot of respect for, like, as you said, that star player from this roster.
Yeah, definitely a star player. Have to look out for them. Now, strategy we've seen before, a lot of bans being sent at this player, still manages to perform. They do get a really good combo in the J4 Victor. Anyone trapped in the Cataclysm gets eviscerated by that ultimate. And Ashe, as well as Mel, no flashes. Or flashes have to be used to escape the pit. So it is going to be very dangerous to them. They're going to pick up a Rel. Really good at grouping champions together. Might want to send like a Rumble on this if it's available. Renekton could do a similar job. Rumble just does more damage from a distance here. But Renekton going to be doing that for the side of SG here. They do have a problem. 3 melees into Xayah. And not the best access to that backline as Malphite is the last pick.
Wow.
Ain't going to win you lane. This is not a lane pick. They are definitely saying, top laner, you are going to have a rough laning phase. But we just need you to survive and press one button at team fights.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how they use this priority. Of course, Victor having a favorable matchup early into the Mel. But as you said, Malphite not having priority. Xayah very unlikely to have priority in this lane due to the huge rage disadvantage from Ashe. So it'll be very interesting to see how they play that as we are ready to get into game number 1 of this best of 5 here in Immortal Quarterfinals. I am ready for an exciting game as we step out onto the Rift.
Great introductions here. I think that SG could go for the invade if they want. Ashe, very strong level 1. Rel does get the ability to use 2 spells. And Mags on the Wukong with E is going to be able to stack up the passive pretty well. So in terms of level 1 advantage, I'm going to give it all to SG here. They should be able to find some kind of ward. It looks like they're just going for the safe 5 spread, but I feel like this is a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, it's interesting. You have a lot of those tools early on that, like you said, and kind of the oppressiveness that Ashe passive can be. And it is interesting to see them both just kind of posturing, playing it safe, nothing crazy. Although I think you tend to see that, right, in those best of fives. Like, it's early on. Nobody wants to throw or put their game down a series. Nobody wants to flip anything. However,
Okay, here we go.
Stasis Gaming looking for that vision.
Oh, they got warded. They didn't want to.
Yeah.
They wanted to do something late into the game. Unfortunately, that plan did not go through. But I mean, they didn't really get much. Just the ward on Raptor. We'll be able to see the clear for Morn. But other than that, I mean, I guess they're hiding Wukong. So at least no wards came through on their side.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much of that is, though, with Wukong, leaving that vision pretty late, understanding he's probably on his blue side. But talk to me a little bit. How do you feel about this jungler's pathing and what their priorities should be in this game?
Well, Mags is in the clear. Can go either way, to be honest. It really depends if you want to match the J4. And to be honest, matching J4 is pretty good. So since they know, I mean, generally J4 wants to start towards their strong side. Look for a gank or an angle that way, but there's just no path here.
Yeah, some heavy trading. Ashe Gecko here down quite a bit of HP already early on. Shaden on the Rakan as well. So some heavy trading already on this bot side. Although, as we predict, Stasis Gaming bot lane having that priority, using that range to their advantage, and controlling the push in this bot lane so far.
Yeah, Ashe is so strong level 1, especially with the Red Frost. Just really hard to get away from
the volley getting both. Yeah, that's so good.
It's just too tough. But we'll see what the junglers are doing here. I think Wukong matching, so Mag just following around is exactly what they want, just to stop Morn from getting off any early ganks, as well as being able to fight in that 1v1 that I was talking about. Wukong probably going to be the winner of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mei, the reflect coming back. Gonna be a really sidestep there as we're seeing that early. Wukong seems like a really weird pick into Xayah Rakan, no? Well, what do you think, Grims?
I really don't think so. I mean, Wukong is one of the champions able to burn the Xayah ultimate. And you're very good at burning the Xayah ultimate and then just cloning away and just not getting attacked.
Ooh, Flash gonna be away from that grand entrance. Holy cow,
also,
yeah.
Wukong ultimate doubles as a nice Rakan barrier. You can't grand entrance into the Wukong with the ultimate up. So I think it's a perfectly acceptable pick into the Rakan.
Yeah, I think what people need to recognize is that you're not, I think they're thinking of Wukong as much more of a traditional engaged champ, right? Versus in this specific comp against these specific champions, you can use it almost more as a disengaged tool a lot of times. And a very effective one. That is, we missed the first one in the bot lane here. From Asura, getting that support, taking down the Rel here. Hopefully we can get a replay and see exactly how that happened. Is Summit Esports off to an early 500 gold lead.
Yeah, they get a first blood on their carry here. Havoc can go for a trade. Yeah, Guildborn, you are low on mana. Gonna have to TP back. So something to talk about the comp of SEW here. Is there a 2-threat comp? Which is kind of a risky situation to be in, because if someone takes out either one of your laners, bot lane or mid lane, half your damage is gone, as we get to see this replay here. Bit of an over-aggression. And
looks like it. A lot of miss there. Even with the flash. The flash forward by Asura.
Well, no one hit a single CC in that whole chain of events.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
No one got CC'd. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Of course, we see the victor.
It's the first game,
Right, people are a little nervous. Yeah, exactly. Of course, we see Victor a little bit of priority, HP and mana advantage. Tends to be the what happens in this early Mel versus Victor range. Of course, Havoc, slight CS lead, trying to hold that freeze in the top lane. Of course, Malphite already, Guildborn already TP'd back. Havoc going to go ahead and base and TP himself to get that advantage here. The bot lane, I mean, I don't know. That seems like a really big fumble here by Stasis. Just that's not really the kill that you want to give up early, especially to the scaling that Xayah's going to have. Of course, her range is still going to be a problem throughout this match. But, ooh, Havoc looks like we're getting a little bit of a freeze as Guildborn's going to barely walk away. Both top laners having already expended their TPs with the wave in such a more favorable position for Havoc. Of course, Summit Esports using that priority on the bot side and going to go ahead and start up this first drag.
Yeah, this is a legal priority here. This is something that only occurred because of that kill on the bot side. So, Warren taking advantage of the moment. This is not to be expected to be able to pick up this early dragon. And so, in that sense, you could think of it as like a steal away. This was not supposed to happen. And that is a good look for Summit Esports here because they're just getting free stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's good to see Gecko using that hawk shot very well, getting vision, understanding where the Jarvan is and pathing. And then, of course, Mag's there to cover just in case as they get this wave crash to look for a reset. Spend some of that
following the crash in, very good. That way they can play safe. Not having flash on your AD carry is actually super scary for the side of SG because that's an easy J4 EQ or a Rakan Grand Entrance. And then with a follow-up snare, it's very difficult to get out of that situation. So really have to make sure Gecko can get through this flashless time.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with Asura, having that early kill, we still do see a small CS lead building for Gecko. It's going to be 4 or 5 CS up when Asura catches this wave, and actually looks to be closer to about a wave, 6 CS. That's even with the kill. So still using that range advantage and trying to build that advantage slowly in that bot side. So talking about these grubs, which team do you think really is going to prioritize these grubs over the other?
Well, if you have Renekton, I think you're going to the answer for that one. If you have Renekton, you're going for the grubs. I mean, the champion is built for getting your team grubs in, especially against a tank. So they're going to be grubbing it up pretty soon. They have a pretty good comp with their top side, their top 3. And they could also roam up Rel for a really strong grubs angle. So I'm expecting it goes to SG, but they could also do something like trade it for a bot dive or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Nice the double stun is going to be absolutely huge. The flash forward by Shaden looking for it, but not going to make anything happen. The tower shot on Asura going to be in trouble here. The volley's active. Taking the damage. The crash down. The stun is going to be there, but he is going to sidestep the Grand Drench to the way. The arrow is going to land, and it looks like Shaden is going to fall here from Gecko. Oh, but he's going to be able to battle dance away, and the ultimate's going to come out. The Feather Storm, and the feathers are going to be there, but the barrier is just enough. As Gecko is going to walk away, the flash forward, he's trying not to waste Cataclysm. The smite is going to guarantee it, but it's not. Is he going to waste the Cataclysm? Is he going to do it? No, he's just going to save the Dragon Strike. Absolutely wild play there, as it almost felt like he was going to let Gecko get away.
Nice little dance there at the end. That was funny. But big pickup for the side of SG, actually. Not only was the jungler bot side, but they end up basically with a kill up. Gecko just so close to dying here. So this flash forward is definitely going to be a question mark ping in solo queue.
Yeah,
no doubt about that. And then Gecko just being very cognizant of the recall here, making sure that they're not in line. And beautiful stunning for Marcotte. Q does go wide, but doesn't matter. There is the Ash arrow. Now this is where it gets a little dicey here. I do think a flash was in order here, but look at the guts to not even flash.
Full confidence, right? And you got to talk about too this Enchanted Crystal arrow. He had such discipline to hold that. He waited for the Grand Entrance to go. He waited to make sure all those mobility spells were used. Oh, it's happening again. It looks like Gecko going to be caught out by J4 and Rakan.
Remember what I said about a flashless Ashe in this scenario?
Absolutely, but they're looking for something back here. Rel going to go ahead and get the stun. Rel flashing forward, but that solar snare not going to connect. And they are going to go ahead and get that 1 for 0 on our flashless Ashe.
Yeah, that's also a flash committed for no kill. So that is not going to feel good for Mel here. And Victor might get a plate after this. Oh!
Ooh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Mags is there. As he is, the Cyclone going to be active very early, but the flash, the gravity field going to be there, but Cyclone's still going. Is he going to have enough damage? The ultimate's going to be dropped, but he's going to be pushing. That passive is stacked, but the J4 is going to be there, and the Flag and Drag is going to connect. Maybe no vision or understanding where that Jarvan is, but that is going to be a big blunder by Stasis Gaming.
Yeah, Mags, I also think missed the first Q right before the ultimate as well. Unfortunate. And now they're not in a great position for that dragon. Havoc here just going to try to keep winning top lane as Renekton's do. Guildborn has no mana. Havoc could push this wave in, but just wants to perma freeze. I mean, look at that CS differential up in the top.
31, absolutely. You know, when you look at this gold lead here, you look at the, unfortunately for Stasis, like they may only be down, you know, what is effectively 700 gold, but when you look at these, where this gold is placed, a large portion of that gold is in this top side matchup.
Wait, Havoc has ultimate here. So, Guildborn, this is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, looks like he
Still
just wants
trying
to
to
keep
set up
this
that
freeze.
It just wants to keep it forever. Ultimate is there.
Oh, he's gonna pop it. The slice and dice gonna hit it there. Gonna see if he's gonna have enough damage. Is Guildborn gonna use this ultimate to get away, or is he gonna try to get him under tower? Ooh, not quite enough, but that's still gonna be more. As we have another fight in the bot lane. The crash out gonna get both. The Grand Entrance gonna land. No flash on Ashe. She's in trouble here, but the plate color not gonna happen. The Feather Storm is up, but she is gonna be taken down with the help of Mags. The great sidestep of Blade Caller. They're not able to get that root, and that's gonna be one picked up for Stasis Gaming.
All right, that is nice look there for their bot lane. Another kill into Gecko. Unfortunately, though, Ashe is not really a champion that pumps out the damage these days. Really more there for utility. You have to rely more on the other members to supply that DPS. On the top side, though, Havoc, I believe, got at least a plate. May have gotten two.
Yeah, I think that we just looked at the gold. I think he was about 700 or 800 gold ahead of this Malphite right now. So.
Oh, I'm not a fan of the Eclipse. But I mean, we'll see how much value they can get out of the Eclipse here. I might even be partial to a first time Black Cleaver versus Malphite.
Agreed. I would tend to agree with you, and I think also you kind of want to provide that bruisier front line for your team as the game goes on. And of course, while that Eclipse shield can be effective, it doesn't really afford itself to those quote unquote bruisery stats over time.
I mean, Havoc's already winning lane, so winning lane a little bit harder. I'm not sure if that does as much.
Yeah,
we'll see. Maybe it's a couple solo kills out of it.
Yeah, true. How do you feel about Rod of Ages on Victor now? I have pretty strong opinions on this, so I would love to hear your thoughts. As maybe the Flag and Drag going to go. They may be looking for a Cataclysm, but it's a great stun. Gecko still with no flash. It's going to be a great job there and a no look for Summit Esports.
Timer's almost coming up. Yeah, Rod of Ages on Victor. I feel like you need more damage.
Agreed. I don't think it's good enough anymore. Ooh, but over the ward, just looking. Trying to see if he can make anything happen, catch out any mistakes, but the Cataclysm not going to be committed as we are all moving up towards this top side.
Just testing the nerves.
Yep.
And so far passed from Kusha in the mid lane. Not much is happening in this mid lane. Even farm.
Yeah.
This is good for Victor. One more item. Well, yeah, one more item. And then we're going to start to see some trouble coming from this Victor.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, the only real thing we've seen is up until about now. Ooh, the Blade Caller going to get a root here as Asura, of course, trying to catch this wave solo as Shaden had rotated, but looks like they'll be able to do it as Stasis Gaming just going to go ahead and take the recall, spend some money.
So we have a very important moment coming up soon, and that is the third dragon, because Summit Esports have acquired 2, and if they get into 3, this is a danger territory for the side of Summit Gaming here. Sorry, for the side of Stasis Gaming. But if Stasis Gaming can reclaim a dragon, get one for their side, it's going to be a great way for them to stall to build more of a gold lead. So both these teams should be having their eyes set on picking up this dragon in 2 minutes.
Absolutely, and of course, both top laners should have teleport available by this time, so we could see what amounts to our first full 5v5 coming after this dragon. Like you said, a very pivotal moment as we see what happens first. So if you're the side of Summit Esports, I mean, what's, not to be too blatant on it, of course, with the Malphite, but where do you think Malphite's prime #1 target's going to be?
Well, that is interesting. Well, if you have the engage advantage, obviously you just go for the backline snipe.
Right.
I mean, it's tough because you actually don't have that much follow-up. So it's really going to have to be probably in the middle of the team fight somewhere where you throw the Malphite ult. Don't just send it right away. I'm expecting both these teams to play the team fights very well. So I don't think we're going to see a straight away engage with Malphite. Maybe a slow burn into a deeper engage. is what's going to be called for here, because they don't really have a primary gauge on the side of some of these Esports.
Potential dive, and it does look like they are going to commit the TP from Guildborn to protect that potential and maybe set up for this drag on in about 50 seconds. As they weren't able to take the Herald and basically zone Stasis completely off through that Victor priority they had in the mid lane.
They do have TP advantage now, right? As you're saying, and with 30
Havoc
seconds on Dragon, I believe that's going to be going over to Stasis.
Yeah, MMA is in the top side and not really able to do that. I think they do need to be careful here. Maybe just trying to put some extra damage on this tower, recognizing Malphite maybe can't clear the wave in the fastest, but he is going to get it done. But hey, that's a lot. One more wave like that, and they'll be able to take that tower down. But of course, left to see who he's going to go in. The slice and dice going to do, but the gravity field going to get this done, and MMA just going to ride off the crocodile and not let him do anything bad for him. But like you said, the TP advantage
coming up here.
Yeah, the TP advantage still favors. So, like you said, I gotta imagine that some of these Esports is just potentially planning. Although MMA is recalling now, so they could still be looking. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to land on Asura, but no follow up to happen, and that's going to be a huge ultimate here. On spawn.
So
yeah, not available.
Giving plenty of time for MMA to catch up.
Yeah, it looks like Havoc is still heading towards the top side. I think they've decided maybe without this Enchanted Crystal Arrow, they need to reset here and maybe take another look. And they may not be able to contest this drag.
I think we'll see. I think Havoc's super, super strong right now, especially compared to Guildborn. Oh, they're giving. They're giving.
This is their dragon. Okay, a very interesting call.
I mean, they technically can give, but it's not the most comfortable position. And if they get two turrets off of it, there's a good argument for that. But yeah, just trading one turret's definitely not going to be worth a third dragon for the side of SEW here.
So well, like you said, at least they're not gonna have to fight over two objectives, right? So they can fight for that. Oh, he's not even gonna pick up the Krugs there. Unable to get that extra camp for himself. It's Shaden on the top side to help cover. Gotta love it when your supports help cover your jungle camps, right?
As if you're the invading jungler, it is infuriating.
Absolutely. Interesting lane assignments here as we still see the Mel walking towards mid lane, Gecko in that bot side catching the wave into MMA. It'll be interesting to see what happens as that Hextech Ray doing so much damage there. And like I said, it's not even a full... Yeah, it's not even a damage related. I mean, it's not even a stacked Rod of Ages. He has a mask. I mean, not the haunting guys there. There's a lot more damage to come from that Victor.
You have to be somewhat respectable for the Ashe because, I mean, one ultimate, and then you are toast. So maybe it has to give some respect.
Yeah, I should be able to. That upgraded Hextech Ray, the Aftershock Augment, should be okay to help him keep these waves pushed in and maybe protect that tower, though. Ooh, Solar Star
the name of the augments?
I've been practicing. My wife, shout my wife out on stream. She made me flashcards that has them on it. So I've been practicing in the background.
The wife buff.
The wife buff, guys. Yeah, exactly. So I've been working on it. It's practicing. I'm sure I'll mess up some abilities at some point for sure.
Okay, I'll wait for you to do that.
Call it out for sure.
Here. Well, because of these odd lane assignments, they are giving up mid prio, which is not typically a good thing here. We have Mags coming in. They're trying to go for the turret.
Yeah, they need to be careful by this response. Looks like they are not going to be able to get it. A little fearful of this 3v3 and not necessarily deciding this is a position where they want to fight.
It would be a bit sketchy to go for a tower dive, especially right now.
Agreed.
Want to go for probably a more solid play if you're on the side of SG. Another roam down. Mid prio again. Well, they are not retreating, but they are so far. They're not throwing it away on the side of Stasis. They're
doing everything they can to protect that bot side. They're not willing to give it up for free. As of course, we do have Otacon spawning here in about 5 seconds.
Guildborn in the mid lane. Hold up. Kyushu's in
Could
trouble.
be happening. Oh, the ultimate, the Flagon Drag is going to land, and the flash is available. The reflect's going to activate. He's going to use the flash. The Solar Surge is going to trap too, and it looks like he might get away, but Guildborn looking. He is going to get the Q off, and it is not going to, but the flash forward is going to pick up the kill on Stasis' mid laner, and that is going to give some big priority here. But look at Havoc. Ooh, look on the bot side. May in trouble. The Cyclone doing some damage, but Gecko able to slow him down with that passive. And the ultimate not going to hold him off. And they are going to trade that tower in 1-for-1, but the mid tower also going to go down. Of course, they do have this Herald. They are picking up so much in this mid lane. Is Havoc going to get this tier 2? Are they going to try to equalize it in some way? And he is going to get it.
So it is basically even play. Both sides get 1 kill. 2 turrets, 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2. So that is an even play for all things considered here. Otacon's up, and it does look like Summit Esports are in way better position to pick up this Otacon. Do they start it right away? They do have TP on Guildborn. It looks like a solid play. The ward positioning from SG, not too good, so they're going to have to face check.
Yeah, absolutely. We just see a TP coming in from Guildborn and May. Looks like we may have another look
here. This is a huge fight.
Yeah, no enchanted crystal arrow, the solar star, but the ultimate is going to come through. He's going to dash forward. He's going to be hit by the hextech ray. They are peeling off. The gravity field going to zone away. Of course, Otacon doing so much and shredding those resistances, but now Stasis has the push her. The ultimate going to get 2 knocked up here. The Sura on the side, the feathers.
Oh, huge!
We're going to combine, and a huge blade collar going to do so much damage, but he's still going to be taken down. Gecko on the back, not able to be pressured, is doing so much damage. The volley is so active, and that's going to be a double kill there. Picked up for Mags on the Wukong, and May trying to pick something up on the backside, but not able to have it. The enchanted crystal arrow comes up on respawn. The crash down, the damage. He is going to look for it, but the shield, the gravity field, the ultimate coming down, but it is going to be picked up. This is going to be a huge team fight win for Stasis Gaming, battling back. Oh, that was a crazy fight.
That was a very chaotic fight there. A lot of stuff going on. It did look like Summit Esports had the game-winning combo, Cataclysm plus the Victor ultimate right on top, that Arcane Storm. But as we can see here, yes, they do knock down Havoc. Yes, they're getting the fish in a barrel, but look at the backline, Shaden, as well as the Xayah falling down here. And yeah, now Victor's at the fight, but Mags, full HP, is able to pick off anyone who overextends, and it's hard to get away from an Ashe. So they were able to chase down, pick up all the rest of the kills there. And now, not looking too bad for SG.
Yeah, I think it was great from Mags, really holding on to that clone, waiting for the Feather Storm to come out from Resurgence to be able to get across that Cataclysm wall and get to finish off the AD carry there. This is a huge pickup. I mean, we have drag. They picked up that drag, so they buy themselves another 5 minutes. You know, the objectives are going to be offset and Baron and drag, so you know, they've got themselves an opportunity to have some choices here and not feel pigeonholed into fighting over Soul Point.
Yeah, the Soul Point going to be some kind of macro situation for both teams here. I mean, you could trade for the Baron. Not the biggest advice to trade solo for Baron this early in the game.
Yeah.
If you think you could win the game off the Baron, though, I mean, kudos, go for it.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Of course, lane assignments somewhat back to normal. You have the mid laners in the top side, top laners in the bot side, bot laners in the mid side. But we do see some movement coming up here as that lane priority in the mid side able to get some vision rotated around.
SG still no Black Cleaver. This pains me that that they still do not have a Black Cleaver. But I'm sure it's coming in third item. There's no way we don't build on third item.
Yeah, I would agree. Of course, talking about this gold lead, Stasis Gaming after that big team fight win, going to be up 4K gold currently. A big part of that is on Gecko and Mags, holding it down for their teams. Of course, the Ashe looking to be on 3 items here, looking to finish off that ODR and really start to pump out on that back line. And I think, Shaden tried to do his best in that last fight, but nobody was really able to get onto the Ashe. And Ashe just kind of got the free fire with Renan's Hurricane on the back line and just pumped out so much damage in that lap.
It's a hard game for Shaden because you're probably going to be peeling. You can't follow up. And if you are following up engage, it's most likely there's going to be a Croc in there. There's going to be Wukong. There's going to be Rel. And that's just a cluster of CC that you don't want to be in as a Rakan. That will probably end up with you dying. So Shaden has to play their cards really well on this Rakan right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, Mei and Moran can kind of be a little bit more on the same page. Victor maybe not so much late to the fight, have a little bit better of layering of those abilities, and then they can still get that combo off. But you know what? Stasis not feeling too bad about how they're sitting in this game currently.
Stasis are definitely feeling pretty comfy now. 2 minutes, they have a dragon. Gecko is just not scared of them at all.
He just daring them to make a play. Yeah.
Guildborn is
we
here.
just see Guildborn on the side. Yeah, you need to be careful.
But I mean, there really should not be an ARAM for any reason here. Oh, I see some pings. This is a daring Baron, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know. We do see full 3 items on this Ashe, though, so they may feel that they're strong enough to make this happen. But, of course, we do have a full 4 teleports available, so all sideliners able to rotate and get to these fights. But you got to imagine if you're the side of Stasis Gaming, you really want to try to take this mid turret out and get that wave pushed in before you start fighting over these next neutral objectives coming up. But
yeah,
looks like we are going to reset.
Headache for sure.
Yeah,
side of SG. Have to agree with you there.
So, of course, both supports, just got off resets, full stacks of wards, looking to get some vision or take out some vision, setting up around these objectives, as it does look like we are still prioritizing the Baron side at the moment. But we'll see what happens. Priority in this mid lane, like you said, that mid turret is a giant headache right now.
So something that Summit Esports can do to get back into this game is go for, hey, we're just going to, as soon as Dragon spawns, or even like 5 seconds before, we're just going to start Baron. Mm-hmm. And now you are forced to come into us, because we don't really care if you get second Dragon, but you really care if we get fourth Dragon. So that's a good strategy, is to just go for that Baron, and that either forces them to come into you for a good team fight, because they're most likely going to have position on this Dragon. Or
there is a player short here. Of course, the Mel in the top side. Shio not there, and they need to be careful. The unstoppable force is going to be flashed by Gecko. The fight is starting. The clone is used. The enchanted crystal arrow going to hit Shaden, and the stun going to come down. Ooh, but the cataclysm there. Gecko no flash. He's all by himself. He is left over. The Victor ultimate going to be there. The augment is done. The blade collar is going to root too, and it looks like Summit Esports is absolutely taking over. But Havoc's trying to feel for his team, trying to do so much damage. The solar eclipse is going to do it, and the damage is going to be done. The Mel with a triple kill, the golden eclipse and a quadra kill to pick that up. That fight looked so good for Summit Esports for a second. Gecko completely caught out by Cataclysm, but Havoc buying so much space for his team there. That's another team fight win for Stasis Gaming.
Yeah, Havoc and Mags on the back line, just completely unmitigated. Full DPS, straight where it hurts. And they're able to pick up a win, despite the fact that Gecko did fall early there. And, I mean, we could see it is basically just the J4 and Guildborn going for this engage, and you're going to see very little peel onto the back line. This is a bit of a mistake stepping up for Gecko here, because you just used their flash. And look at the engage from Marcotte, and look at that back line. Shaden, Nanto just getting absolutely decimated by Havoc and Mags. And then when Kusho arrives just to pick up the kills, beautifully executed at the end there. So that's going to be another win. And now this makes this Baron situation a lot more difficult for SEW to navigate. Like I said, I think they should have, especially after they just burned the flash, I think you just go to Baron.
Yeah. Well, and the big issue, too, there is the Arcane Storm from Victor just hit Gecko. It just hit the Ashe. Like, that's so much of your damage, and your sustained damage is, ooh, they may be in trouble. The Unstoppable Force is going to come down, and he is just going to be gone. Of course, the TP in trouble there. Havoc going to dash away. He looks like he is going to be able to escape there, as they're still going to go forward, but Moran going to be stopped. That clone doing a great job, and they are looking for Baron. They get that pick on our flashless Ashe, and they're going to look to take advantage of it.
Okay, they're going to do it the second time around. They're going to go for the Ashe pick into Baron. We'll see. This is a 4v5.
Havoc's ultimate
though. Yeah.
I don't know if we can see a cooldown on Sterix. If his Sterix gauge is available, this might be okay. But he's going to be in the back line. But, of course, there's not too much follow. But the Cyclone in the back is going to be great. Havoc eating so much of this gravity field, but he's going to get so much. And the mid laner, the Mel, doing so much damage. A triple kill. Mei trying to hold off the team, but not able to do it. He's going to flash away. Marquette going to speed up. Looks like they may be able to catch him. The crash down and the stun, not going to happen. But that's another team fight win for Stasis Gaming in a 4v5. Absolutely well played.
Yeah, they just lost sight of Marcotte there, and then Rel, beautiful flash over the wall into the Rel engage that we all know and love. And the follow up there, they win that 4v5. And this is where you feel very useless if your team wins a 4v5 with that team. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyway, Geico did blow their ultimates and some. So, yes, did provide value to that team fight there. But
Well,
yeah, I mean, look, they played it really close together as well. No one's really zoning. Meme is up, so that is good. But for the rest of the team, they're just super clumped around Baron.
Yeah,
you don't want to do that.
Doing so much work.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing we were talking about, right? It's like when you talk about the J4 Wukong interaction, right? J4 goes in and dives your backline. Cool. You locked down a person. Wukong goes in and dives your backline, and he's knocked up 2, 3, 4 people. And he's just doing so much more work when he gets to that backline than this J4 is able to do. And then, of course, as we talked about, still no Black Cleaver on the side of this Renekton. Yeah. Havoc, of course, opting for that Sterix.
All right, Max has got Black Cleaver. Someone's got Black Cleaver.
TP coming in, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow going wide, trying to get a pick on Mei, but good coverage. Gilborn a little bit in trouble. The Dominance is going to be popped there, and the Engage going to go in. The Cyclone also going to be popped up. Gilborn and J4 going to be deleted here. As we're and the Golden Eclipse going to do so much damage. Havoc so huge moving forward. Not going to be able to get it. The Sterix Shield going to be popped. He is going to retreat. And Mei trying to do their best to get something back on this, but just not able to happen. And this Renekton absolutely providing so much pressure damage for his team. Huge.
Yeah.
It looks like this could be the game.
Steam blowing through. Yeah, 17 seconds, 20 seconds. They could either find a pick right now to secure the win, and that's what they're going for.
Gonna go. That's gonna be 1 kill. That's gonna be 2 kills, and then it's gonna be a clean ace for the side of Stasis Gaming, who is going to pick up game number 1 here at our Immortal League quarterfinal.
And that, I mean, straight away after that second dragon, beautiful play coming out from the side of SG. They looked really comfortable in the comp. And they were able to find their engages. Havoc doing a great job on the Renekton, creating space. Yes, they caught Geico out a couple times, but look it cost them to go for the pick. It basically, they weren't able to get that follow-up that they were looking for. And that's kind of the problem with the comp that they have made. They kind of have to fight front to back, but they also want to dive. And it ended up being a bit hard to pull off. And yes, a lot of the damage was in the hands of Mei. But with the Rod of Ages build, I think really wasn't able to get enough DPS out to really take control of those team fights. And, that's just their comp. It's just a bit tough to put that together. A Rumble pick would have been nice to layer all of that on top. But unfortunately, neither side went for the Rumble. No one wants to listen to Crims on the broadcast.
Well, on the upside, of course, we are in Fearless for our playoffs here and this league here in Immortal. And that does give us a lot more options, and I'm pretty certain to say that we will see a Rumble when we come back for Game 2 here for our Immortal League match. Hello and welcome back, Titan Esports fans, to our Immortal League quarterfinals between Stasis Gaming and Summit Esports. Stasis Gaming taking game one. Of course, I'm Leslie. This is my co-caster, Crims. Crims, how do you feel about game one?
Well, game one, it wasn't initially looking that great for SG. SEW, they were able to, they were kind of losing on the top side, but they had a kill onto Geico on the bot side, 2 dragons back to back. And it was looking like they could take it, especially when they had that 3rd dragon in their back pocket. But that's when things didn't work out for them anymore because they were giving up a lot of picks. They were over-indexing on trying to kill this Ashe and ended up giving the floor to their dive champions, Renekton and Wukong for Havoc and Mags. And it was basically a loss from that point on because they just had no peel, and Rakan cannot peel those champions.
No, not well at all. Absolutely. So what do you think? Of course, this is fearless, so we're not going to see any of those champs again, but what, do you want to see as we get into this draft here from Summit Esports? Do you think you want to switch up their style a little bit? Do you want to try to replicate what they did and just maybe execute better? What direction do you want to see them go in?
I'm going to go with questionable draft choices for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
They got the Zyrakan. Okay, it didn't work out, but they didn't win anywhere else in the draft, and that's kind of the problem. You full blind pick your bot side. That should open up your top side for a better counter pick. Why are we picking Malphite into Renekton? Because we know Malphite is losing, and now you're losing both sides of the map. That makes it really tough for your jungler, and we saw basically no ganks from Morn early.
Yeah,
there was just no angles. So if you're going to pick J4, you need somewhere to gank. So I think that they kind of just had a huge misunderstanding of the draft. And so I'm looking for them to make improvements, especially if they're blind picking their bot lane so early. They need to win topside.
Yeah, of course. I agree with you 100%. And then, of course, Summit Esports, what do you think is their big priority pick? You know a little bit more about Immortal than I do. Of course, with these champs taken out, what do you want to see here on B1?
Well, you can't really B1 in Annie, and with Azir gone as well. I think that, Varus stuff's open. Definitely going to take the Varus. Really solid there. Standard answer is something like a Jhin. So picking a Jhin into the Varus if you want to go toe-to-toe.
You feel like picking Jhin early is
into good. The Varus. Once the well, if you have, you just need to make sure you have enough damage. And also, if you pick Jhin with Trundle, you're not so worried about tanks anymore because the Trundle ultimate will solve that. So they're gonna go.
Ooh.
They're gonna go just full on brawl here.
Yeah.
Cassante and Trundle. This kind of already seems to me like they don't have good engage. So I think if don't pick Garen if you I'm thinking something like a Maokai. But Garen does counter the Cassante. It can take a while for Garen to start taking control of the game, though. Right. So we'll see how long the game lasts. Okay, whoa! They do pick the Maokai! Hey. All right, that's good. So now they really have a good way to keep the enemy at bay for this Varus here. And more peel is going to be good. They're going to go with the Sivir, who's the other answer. You're not going to beat Varus in lane, but you could solo farm.
You can neutralize
after a while.
Well. Yeah. Of course, that shield discipline, chains of corruption. If you can have good shield discipline, there's that good opportunity for protection there. And of course, as we said, the name of this series, engage. As we are going to ban out an engaged champion, followed by a counter engaged champion, followed by what I will assume will be another engaged champion.
The only one left is Leona, so we'll see. Yeah. Leona's not so good against Sivir, so I don't think they're going to pick Leona. No, but it is really good against Varus.
More engage. Lysandra, just another way to get on the back line. But yeah,
I don't think you can dive with SG's comp anymore. Dive is out the door. You have to fight front to back now. You're going to go with the Karma. This is the best laning support you could pick. They're going to go for lane dominance. They're going to try to counter a little bit of the Varus here with that support pick.
Yeah, what do you like to see into the Karma? The Seraphine got to be answered for me
usually
before I
let you
talk.
Is the way to go. So we'll see how that bot lane goes. It was pretty chaotic last game. We'll see if they can keep that up. They don't have any more engaged champions, so they're going to have to use their junglers there.
Okay,
play another peel range control mage, but plays really good at keeping targets away and
Huge
getting
zone
that
control.
execute with the, I don't know, the check mark bolt here as
I assume
Lissandra.
that's not actually Lissandra, as Lissandra is
Illegal draft move.
Maybe not recognizing, but talking about some of the esports draft a little bit while we figure that out. Of course, the Maokai going to be kind of, when you want to engage, really the only engage tool that you're going to have, especially without flash on Garen. But it is going to be interesting. I think if you're Stasis, you got to be extremely aware of some of these corridors, and I think we're going to see a lot more blue trinkets, and the ability for some of esports to fight in these corridors with Hui and Seraphine and Varus on Chains of Corruption is going to be very tough. And it looks like Syndra.
So the ban was actually Syndra, but it does mean that Lissandra is the actual pick here. They do want it. They want some CC in their comp, so it makes sense for them to pick up Lissandra. Not really going to be providing as much damage as other mages, more of a CC bot, but we'll see if they can execute early, because it doesn't. I mean, Lissandra's fine, but you're really low damage, and you're really relying on the Sivir to do a lot of the team fighting in a front-to-back scenario.
Absolutely, and we are ready, hopping onto the Rift for game number 2 between Summit Esports and Stasis Gaming. Stasis Gaming currently up 1-0 in this series. Like you said, taking a look at these comps, I mean, Trundle feels really awkward here. I mean, you kind of have to run at everybody, and walking at Varus with Chains of Corruption and this Seraphine ultimate, and of course, the plethora of abilities to include Spiraling Despair that the Hui has at their disposal. Definitely does not feel great. But I always like to ask this, if you had to make an objective guess based on these, Riders Pro Comps is coming up. Based on these champs, who would you give the edge to at draft?
Ooh, I'll pick Summit Esports for this one. I just think that they have a lot of tools to keep Stasis at bay, and if they are not in range, they do 0 damage. So I think I'm going to give it to them. They do have Sivir and Karma for speed up, but you can run as fast as you want into a Maokai ultimate. You're gonna
absolutely. As we do see, of course, these standard start, nothing crazy happened level 1. Does look like more on this Maokai may be looking for what appears to be the level 5 clear for Dragon, as he's clearing those wolves and immediately running towards his red side. Of course, the push in the bot side currently taken over by Stasis Gaming, that Karma providing so much pressure early on, and of course Asura already taking about a quarter HP damage here.
Danto is started the Q instead of the E. Does really limit your ability to skirmish level 1. Not that they were going to win anyway, but that's a full 2 crash in as well. So for the side of SEW here, they're just going to be biding their time until they get to their ultimates. That's when they come alive as a team, especially with Maokai. So I liked the Maokai pick. I want to see it in full action here at level 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Lissandra already taking some heavy favorable trades in the mid lane, using that electrocute to the full extent. The Garen controlling the push there, getting that wave crash, looking to take a quick reset here. And of course, this Karma just putting out and not taking any damage right now. Like you said, very strong laning support that they could have picked currently.
The thing about Karma support is if you hit your mantra Qs, you win the lane. If you miss, you instantly lose the lane. So
sounds about right.
Full health bars of Shade and Nanto right now. It is looking like they're going to be able to skate through the first few levels unharmed.
Yep, absolutely. As they get that wave crashed, looks like we will have a slight CS advantage there for Gecko on the Sivir. But overall, nothing too crazy happening. The only downside is looks like Morn did, looking back here, attempting to cast as he is going to go in. Of course, looking for Mei here. Yeah, they are going to get the first rotation here, but looks like he's just going to have to blow his flash as he gets over there. Hey, great rotations using that priority in the mid lane. They saw that Kusho has recalled, and a little heavy trading on the bot side here onto both supports. Looks like we missed a little bit of fun there. It's maybe some fun in the top side. Asura moving. Is Morn getting collapsed on here by the team, but is going to escape. Oh, the slow, so
What's
effective.
happening? Slowing all three of them. That
Oh
is
man.
crazy. As okay, we have some action already, but the gold is dead even.
Ooh, but
Right now,
Mag's
what I'm looking
invading
at.
at this top
Mag
side. We
is
were seeing it on
okay.
the
Here we
mini
go.
map, but Mag's taking on Morn here. So he is going to get first
First
blood
blood.
off camera, just not allowing that Mornica or that Maokai to safely farm those camps after all that.
Yeah,
He
Trundle,
said that was
great
his
early
scuttle crab.
game. Yeah, early game duelist there, showing it loud and proud, getting that first blood. We'll see what happened. Morn did flash. Yeah, so
Yeah, he just waited.
without the flash, you can't do
Yeah,
this
that
here.
level 4 advantage. Yep.
Oh, just pinned, just perfectly
Yep.
pinned, and despite the phase rush, is not able to get
Oh,
away.
rough, rough, rough. Of course, we already see that CS lead for Trundle as he's going to go ahead and get that second crab as well, and then look to get some vision here on these chickens, excuse me, and potentially look to invade. As it looks like he's going to start those crabs up. As we have some fighting going on in the mid lane and the top lane. Havoc doing so much. The solo kill, the tower, the flash forward, not going to happen, but the solo kill is going to come down. Cassante, the pathmaker, pushing him into tower, taking down Guildborn early on here.
I mean, Cassante is a great dueler in the top lane.
Yeah,
and
very
despite the
underrated.
fact that not level 6 yet, can do damage in trades. And so just gotta put some respect on the pushback combo.
Yeah, need to be careful. Low mana, low health bar by both members here. Both teams level 6. Both ultimates are available. And it looks like Guildborn TP's back and is immediately being fought off by Havoc here. Needs to be careful. Havoc recognizing the strength he has here with that Sheen. And looks like he wants to just fight. He is level 6. Looks like Guildborn may be in trouble. No flash, as we are going to see them still fighting in the top side, but not too much happening as Lysandra here. Ooh, Morn in a little bit of trouble. Going to get collapsed on. Looking for maybe an invade. Maybe not understanding what's happening, but the ultimate is going to come out, and it looks like Morn just going to be stopped. The Sapperling not able to save him this time. And Kusho picks up a one here in the mid lane.
Kind of a weird invade, because you know your mid laner's backing as well. So I wasn't quite following the jungle path, but definitely a strange place to be, as they are going to be dropping 0-2. Guildborn here going to try to save the Gromp from the clutches of Mags.
Yeah, still not level 6, though. Needs to be careful as Mags hits level 6 off the camp. Guildborn is in definite trouble, but he is going to get some reinforcements. Mags not going to be able to do it. He is going to get peeled away, and Mags now in trouble. The Spiraling Despair going to connect on the end here, and Havoc deciding it's not able to do it as May picks up one for the side of Summit Esports.
Okay, Mags going to trade it back. Oddly enough, committed the same sin as Morn. Mid laner wasn't there, and you are counter jungling. Usually is not.
The Mantra Q gonna hit, and the root's gonna go into effect. The flash,
a flash!
The boomerang, and it is going to happen as the man. That's just like a very aggressive flash forward going to pay off there. Like you said, Mantra Qs connect, you win lane. Mantra Qs mixed, you don't win lane, and that is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. So the flashless Varus could be punished there.
Flash in the mid lane by May. Maybe thinking that ultimate was back on cooldown by Kusho, but I think if you're Kusho, you're very happy with how that plays out for you.
Let's be honest. Not a lot of people play Lysandra these days. Not many people have that cooldown mental timer right now. So
and that kill on the bot side going to open up Dragon here for the first time. Of course, Havoc still trading back pretty favorably onto Guildborn there. Of course, Demacian Justice being so effective when Cassante goes all out. But it does look like Havoc going to maintain the push here and does have what will amount to, looks like to be a little bit over a wave CS advantage after Guildborn catches all this.
But we still see, from game number 1 to game number 2, CS lead across the board for their top side and their bot side. Same story as it was in game 1, but this time they have a dragon early. So for the sites of SG, this is looking like they are on the path to victory here. 2-0 in a BO5 is a huge, huge boon for your team. It just makes that next game so comfortable. And then your opponents are just nervous. They can't make a single mistake or the whole series might be over. It is such a comfortable position. You do not want to be in a best of 5. The reverse sweep is harder than you think. The mental energy required.
Oh, he's
Oh,
going to
nice
smite
little
away
smite
the
away.
crab. That vision being so effective there as we do have the support.
Oh, wait a
loaded up.
minute.
Shaden is here. Nature's Draft over the top. Lysandra in trouble. It's going to ult themselves to stop the spiraling
They have
despair.
flash.
The flash route away. They are going to take some damage, but it looks like they're going to be safe as Havoc's there to defend. Oh, but the Seraphim ult going to come through. It's huge. And we are going to see Havoc going to get shut down by Demacia and Justice as well. And Mags ulting Guildborn, but is not going to be able to save his team. And Summit Esports wins out on the skirmish, but Stasis Gaming bot lane has arrived. The ultimate has been popped. Mags moving forward, and they are not going to let them get away for free. But it does look like Wei is going to be able to push them back, and they will take Grubs as their consolation prize.
It does come at a cost. Nanto free-firing on that bot turret, picking up plates here. The early roam from Shaden does help give them a kill. They do have one. Looks like they actually don't get a grub steal away. So this is all 3 grubs going over to SG. So they just get kills at the end of the day and some turret plates, which is not bad, to be honest. That's a pretty fair trade for the grubs.
It equalizes the game pretty well from a gold perspective.
Yeah, the grubs are overhyped. The grubs are overhyped. So that is definitely a worthwhile trade, especially at this point in the game. They do kind of need that pick-me-up, and they get another kill on Mei, who is their star carry.
Yeah, of course, we do have some different lane besides the Chains of Corruption gonna go down, and the Root, Kushino, no ultimate, the double Root gonna come in, but it does look like Asura going to be able to take this down, taking full advantage, understanding that Lysandra's Frozen Tomb was down, and these mismatched lane assignments going to favor Summit Esports.
Was not aware of the trap set up in the bush, so that's gonna be another kill going over. Not the biggest problem for the side of SG. As I said, Kusho is kind of a utility mid laner champion more than damage these days. But still, that is their primary source of magic damage. Definitely don't want them to be completely out of the game.
Absolutely. Of course, this way, 2-0-1, up 16 CS at the moment in a very comfortable position against this Lysandra. Ooh, the Karma looking for a root just to get some trade damage off here. Going to go ahead and clear that vision out. The piercing arrow going to connect.
Arrow to the face.
Of course, we do see Asura going for that more on-hit build, starting with the Kraken Slayer, and of course going lethal tempo over Comet. How do you feel about on-hit versus poke Varus? Obviously comp dependent and things like that, but generally,
the way it goes is you always want to go poke Varus. You never want to go on hit Varus. But he's good because you can go on hit if you need to. So yeah, with 2 tanks from the side of SG, you kind of want to go on hit. But if you really think Guildborn's going to be able to do enough damage, I would have gone poke here.
The ability to just blow up those single targets immediately is plus the mid lane priority, right? Being able to like piercing arrow an entire mid wave and get that priority for your team, especially into something like Sivir, right? Who's going to have mid control really in the mid and late game. Definitely something to think about. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, and Sivir only does a bunch of damage if she's able to hit one target, right? She needs to get in range.
Right.
And the poke virus prevents Sivir from just walking up. I understand she's a spell shield, but she doesn't want to waste them on Varus Qs. She wants to use them on something big, like an ultimate. So poke Varus actually would be very strong in this game. The problem is the 2 tanks on the top side. Yeah, it's hard to guarantee that your team's going to have enough damage if you go poke Varus in this game.
Yeah. It does look like Morn able to steal away that blue buff, although they looks like they are looking for something. Looks like Shaden in trouble. The Nature Trash coming over the top. The Gecko with the ultimate coming over. The Charm going to go wide. Going to miss everybody, but the Bramble Smash going to knock him back. Spiraling Despair on the backside, but Max picks one up. Spiraling Despair doing it. Asura in the backline on Gecko, fighting 1-for-1, but the barrier comes out earlier. The Flash, he is going to look, but he has no abilities here. It looks like he might get out, though, and it is going to be a 1-for-0. Mags picking up the kill for Stasis Gaming.
Yeah, they just weren't in position to fight. As you saw, Nanto coming from the side. Flake ADC is not the strongest thing in the game. And they were able to push out the Varus and win the fight.
Oh, the Pillar trying to stop the steal here. But he's going to get the Bramble Smash, and they are going to get the claws to stop him. That's going to be a huge pickup here for Summit Esports. And, of course, Gecko going to use that Spell Shield Oh my gosh! Of course, the
That's just
Hui
game.
Disaster Serenity or Fleeting Current, I believe is what it's called. The QW. I
Yeah,
don't have
so
all of those
Trundle,
champion names or
not
champion
the
abilities
best
memorized.
smite secure jungler
No,
in the game.
no.
Definitely need someone else to help. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to get that smite secure. And with the Hui, and that's the problem with the range right there, right? Hui keeping
Yeah,
them at bay, more and able to sneak up close to the dragon, and there's no threat on this backliner. So makes it a tough position to fight from. And that's, I mean, so they don't have the poke in the Varus, but they will have the poke in the Hui.
absolutely. And of course, we see Hui 310 stacks on that item. Seraph's going to be very, very close to coming online. Should be online for that next true objective. Excuse me, next true dragon, as the Herald is about to spawn. Yeah, I mean, if you're the side of SG, I mean, you have the grubs already. I think you're going to put heavy priority on this Herald to try to make more side lane or even just break open this mid tower? Or do you think you're only going to take it if it seems very advantageous for you?
I don't think they need to fight right now. So I think they definitely should just trade it for bot turrets, plates, or something.
Okay.
Get more gold into Gecko. You don't really need to go for this Rift Herald. But I mean, the thing is with Cassante and Lissandra, that is a lot of CC potential there between those two champions.
Right.
So if there is a good angle, I wouldn't be mad if they went for it either.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you. Like you said, if you can find it and it happens, it occurs naturally, right? But don't feel like you have to force it. One thing I talk about, especially in some upper level ELO leagues, is teams who do a good job of recognizing, like, hey, we don't need to fight. We can back off. We can trade somewhere else, and not forcing plays that don't have to be forced. I think that's something it's nice to see when those teams can show that restraint.
It's a quick ticket to tossing the game by feeling like you have to make a play and then making a terrible play. It just never works out.
And it looks like, for Stasis Gaming, they're actually going to start up this Herald, and they may cost them this bot tower. Gecko trying to get back, but does not look like he's going to be able to do it. So as you said, just trade some turret plates, trade some towers, piercing arrow, making a look there on Marcotte, but nothing else going to happen. Although Morn is looking, Nature's Grass coming over the top. The spell shield's already been used. The Chains of Corruption are going to land, and that is going to be another kill go over. The root is also going to hit. And it's going to be 2. The piercing arrow doing so much missing health damage there, and Morn able to help his bot lane secure those 2 kills in trade for Rift Herald. I think if you're somebody Esports, you are very happy about that trade.
That was great, and both the kills went to Nanto. You're able to pump out the damage in the upcoming team fight. Oh wait, actually didn't get the Guinsus. Completed the boots, and did not get the Guinsus. As we have here, ping's going down.
It's like they're looking for something.
Guildborn.
Mag's coming up. It's going to do
the wall.
You're going to stun. The all-out going to come. Mag's there. The ultimate going to do so much damage. He has no way to get away. No flash. And that is going to be one taken back for Stasis Gaming. Mags picks up another. 3-1-1 on this Trundle.
So they coordinate that kill up onto Guildborn there. And yeah, no ghost. No, it has the TP. No flash. Already used. Hard to get away. And so they're going to be picking up another kill onto Mags here, who is going to the Triforce build into what I'm assuming is going to be a Titanic Hydra.
Yep, absolutely. What it does look like so far, though, I mean, it'll be interesting to see when we come up for this Ocean Drake. Of course, it is only second drag, so you don't want to toss your game over it, but both teams, if they could push this out a little bit, we'll have all 10 summoners, Guildborn waiting for his 2 summoners to come up here in about the next 15 seconds. So we'll have to see what they decide to do, but Stasis Gaming, first to the river, first to the crab, and have control currently. They just don't have this bot wave prio, so we'll have to see if Kusho is able to actually get into this before Summit Esports takes over, as they have already started doing.
I think they should not dive with their comp on the side of SG. Just lock someone up with the Trundle ultimate, reduce their ability to negate damage, and just churn out damage through Gecko. The question is, have they progressed in items enough to do that? And right now, with only 1.5 items, it's on the fence if they can actually win this fight.
Yeah, Mag's topside. You need to be careful if he shows. This is a perfect moment for Summit Esports to turn and look on that dragon.
I think they already are mentally giving the dragon. You want to keep them interested in defending the dragon, right? So
You think they could be using Herald topside here? I
they
wonder if
could be
that could
doing that.
be. Looks like Mags is moving. He is pushing
Gilborn's
some
already
real
in
heavy
trouble.
here. Gilborn is in trouble. He does have the flash available, but the team is rotating. He's going to flash right into them, right into the hands of the 80 carry. Sivir going to pick this up, and we could be looking at 2 potential towers on this top side. I think
Maybe
Stasis
can
Gaming.
TP. We'll see if
Yeah.
maybe TPs. Mid lane,
Yeah,
hold up.
careful.
Marcotte.
Oh, he's going to be caught out here in the Nature's Grasp, mixed with the Chains of Corruption. Got to be one turned back over to Summit Esports. Ooh, but Gecko fighting maybe in the 1v1. He is moving. The spell should use. The Spiraling Despair is going to connect and going to peel him off. But it is, so much damage out to Gecko. The double root.
Oh, the shield.
The charm is missed, but he is going to get feared and then shut down. Nantu, unstoppable on this Varus as they pick it up. Now the cold lead in favor of Summit Esports.
That was
wow.
Unfortunate. I mean, they didn't really have everyone there. If Kusho was there from the beginning, they could potentially pick up a kill, but they kind of just went in one by one. They fought, their own 1v3s, and it is very difficult to win a 1v3, even if you do pair 3 of them back to back to back. So, another thing is the item builds here. Marcotte does not go Mikhail's first. This is 100% Mikhail's first kind of game.
Right.
There's just so much CC that you need to to remove here, and you definitely want to get that one first. And
Gilborn needs to be careful. It looks like he's going to look to get rooted. The pillar is going to stop him there too. Gilborn looking here, seeing if he can find one, but the spell shield is too much, and it looks like Gecko going to pick up another one, and Gilborn just out of position in the jungle once again.
Yeah, this is a rough one. Gilborn is just getting targeted by the side of SG.
Yeah, Mags understanding the power spike very, very big right now. Of course, that top side picking up those 2, that tier 1 and tier 2 tower, that influx of gold, and using it to their advantage. Of course, trying to stage around this Otacon to maybe pick up an objective for the side of Stasis Gaming here.
Interesting enough, Gecko has an LDR second, which is
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, Maokai builds tank, but definitely not
tank. No, yeah. You see the Leandri's coming in, right? And we see that before you commit to that second item. So it's definitely an interesting choice. Maybe Gecko knows something we don't know. I don't know.
And it does look like Maokai's building another AP item as well.
How do you feel about full AP Maokai? I don't know about you.
I'm on board with full AP Maokai here. Because there's a Trundle on the enemy team. Your tank stats are going nowhere. So just go full AP, play the range game. I mean, poke is really strong for your team anyway, right now. And I would have went full AP myself. Okay, it was a bloodletter. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I agree. Mags off to the side here, making sure that priority is gotten safely in the mid lane as they all move up into this river, trying to control the zone for Otacon. Yeah, you think this matchup... Control? Yeah, Garen wants to try to start controlling this matchup, but he's been put so far behind here that it just isn't happening. Of course, both top laners have TP. We are going to see a top TP from Gilborn as that is going to be started up, and Stasis is just going to say, "Nope, we got your TP. We're gonna back away and wait and maybe look to re-engage this, but not going to happen as they are just going to go fight back for mid lane priority." Yep.
TP advantage. Havoc, only one with their TP up, might be able to leverage a dragon with this setup here. We'll see what they can do. Otacon though is going to be on the opposite side of the map. So now both teams are going to have to pick their priority here. Otacon's pretty big. Third dragon, though, for Summit would also be pretty scary. Kind of interesting macro decision of going for the Otacon or getting your third dragon.
Yeah, because you've kind of given up all control over Otacon, so you really need to transition it to this dragon, which they haven't quite done yet. So it'll be interesting to see. Of course, a little bit of mixed match lane assignments. Maybe in the spot side. Realistically, not going to be able to do too much to Havoc here, but happening nonetheless.
Okay.
Havoc in trouble. Pathmaker going to go, but the fear is going to be excellently timed, preventing that all out from happening and realistically saving his life.
That one was E, W flash it, and then R into the wall if you wanted to do that. Because they changed the W, it's not unstoppable anymore, and so you can be feared out of it.
Ooh, Gecko moving forward, fighting very hard, but Asura putting back damage too. It is going to be rooted.
the
The
root,
Charm
the
going to go
Charm.
over the top, and he is going to take some damage, but he's going to flash away. The Nature's Grasp stopping the follow-up. The flash piercing arrow also not happening. And Havoc looking to frontline here, getting damage on the outside. The Pathmaker taking him away, but it does look like they're going to use that to run away. They are going to disengage on the side of Stasis Gaming. And now Summit Esports into the river looking to take their third dragon of the game.
Yeah, that fight started up by the 80 carries aggressing on each other there. And it looks like it's going to be a third dragon and no Otacon trade for the side of SG. This is a pure win for Summit Esports here.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to move up towards it, try to take control of this river. But Summit Esports, he is going to get stopped by the claws. He's going to do the passive, doing so much. The Visionary Guildborn a little caught out. The Spiraling Despair on Max is going to stop him. The Tomb is going to be onto him, but he's still rooted. Oh, but Nantu's going to pick one up as two, as Asura is going to get out without being taken down. Almost 0 HP and a huge pickup for Summit Esports again, taking out that mid laner. Havoc stepping back, trying to get a catch, but he doesn't. He is going to look unstoppable to get out with Pathmaker. And Geico trying to put out some damage while staying safe. This Hui doing so much damage, controlling so much space in these fights for the side of Summit Esports. Like you said, doing a fantastic job in these fights.
Very lethal right now. Very hard to make it through the Maokai saplings, the Maokai Q, as well as the ultimate to get onto this Hui. And that's where the range is becoming an issue for the side of SG. TP's coming in, they're fighting for this Otacon.
Yep, we have double TP coming in here. The Lysandra Frozen Tomb is going to be available. Looks like they are going to get out. Havoc trying to kite this Otacon back to where they can take it at a little bit of a safer notion, but Otacon has other thoughts here. It is going to reset now, though. I think looks like they're not going to start it up, though. They already have Geico moving away, looking to catch this mid wave, and they're just going to give it completely. Mag's in trouble. Oh, the CC coming out. He is going to move. The Nature's Grasp coming, though. Havoc coming to defend. He is just going to flash, but he's going to get barely escapes on the end.
Tickle his ankles there.
Absolutely, but it looks like maybe a re-engage. He is going to. The pillar's going to come up. Geico going to come forward. Lysandra looking. Oh, the Frozen Tomb. Oh, but the Spiraling Despair is going to connect onto Havoc. He is in trouble. The Demacian Justice mix and is going to take him out. The Boomerang going to get some damage out, but it's not going to be enough. And that was interesting.
Cannot auto. Geico is not allowed to auto. May just too far away is just zoning away this Sivir, who's very short range. Geico is not hitting. That's why they're not getting these kills. But that is exactly the situation they need to win these fights. SG, single target CC with Lysandra. Geico just autoing away, ripping through the team. They haven't been able to put it together. And it's because of this range differential. And it is so difficult. It's so difficult to navigate around.
Absolutely. We talked about this. Detroit just kind of has to walk forward and Havoc and that kind of dying for his sins there. And just like you said, just not able to get Geico on that back line to do any damage. It's great to have a 2, 3, 4 item Sivir, but if you can't hit with them, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter. 3 items on Nanto as well. Nice little spike. So they're going to be able to do plenty of single target DPS. And in 2 minutes, we'll be putting that to good use on the dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Baron sitting up now. That dragon coming up in 2 minutes. You know, Summit Esports in the position where they were able to make Stasis Gaming make a choice between the two objectives and kind of force them into their holds there. So we'll have to see how they decide to do that. But this way, absolutely huge. 3-0-3, 275 CS, 3 full items to include a death cap. It's an absolute menace right now.
Flip side. Yeah, 2 items all around for the side of SG, so they are behind on these spikes. No McHale's either for Marcotte.
Still.
Meanwhile, Shaden, McHale's in the back pocket there. So that is going to be a huge counter to Kusho. If you can't get your stun combos, that is going to be a lot of DPS dropped. So right now, Summit Esports, this is looking like all lights are green. They are free to take the game. It is in their hands.
Absolutely. As they're trying to find somebody to get caught out, trying to see if they can make something happen, but somebody's sort of showing good discipline, just waiting, letting MMA get pushed in the top side, letting him recall and walk to this drag.
They do
Yeah, they've
not
got
get mid
push.
prio.
They've got
Well,
push in
looks like
both
they're going to go
side
for a
lanes.
contest instead of river control here. They do have Maokai. Maokai's free face checks every 10
Ooh.
seconds.
Yeah, of course. The zone of despair here. And like you said, the Saprolings, Havoc soaking up some of this damage, Shield mitigating some of it as you can from Margot. But it looks like they got to be careful. There's so much poke damage. Havoc looking to go
Oh, they
forward.
got
They're
one
going to
in.
go forward the root. But the Spider Despair going to do so much damage. He's already going to be taken down. And on this backside, Mags trying to do so much as they can. But it's a double kill coming in for the side of Guildborn as the fight rages on. Havoc in trouble. Guildborn in the backline onto Gecko. Guildborn going to be taken. No, he's going to take it down, but Havoc going to be stopped. Gecko not able to do enough damage at this point. Low health bars on the side of Summit Esports, though. I think if you're Gecko, you're going to look. He's going to see if he can make something happen. Now, this is Soul, and the Ocean Soul looks like it is going to be taken down at Summit Esports with a decisive team fight win. That's Ocean Soul, and that's likely the Baron.
Yep, going up to Baron right now. And they just can't get enough DPS going on the side of SG. Meanwhile, not the same issues for Summit. They get the peel. They have the nice get out of jail free card with the Maokai ultimate. Just throw that out and peel back. And you can see Mags was trying to get damage onto the backline, but that's not how their comp should work. Yeah. And yeah, this is going to be that Baron take. Boom! Soul plus the Baron. I mean, what more could you want?
No, absolutely nothing. And you're up 4,500 gold. You've got a shutdown on just about every member of your team. Your main carries with 3+ items.
I completely forgot about this objective.
Of course, we are going to get a quick pause here. Find out any information.
This is a consolation Otacon. Not very often seen these days in League of Legends. Does Otacon despawn? I don't even know if Otacon despawn.
No, it does not. It'll sit there forever and just stare at you.
Maybe try to test this.
Yeah,
I really don't think you should, but looks like they are.
Oh, the TP coming in. Interesting choice. Maybe just putting Guildport in that lane assignment anyway. They will pick up Otacon, gives them a little bit more team fighting advantage, but unfortunately just not able to execute so far. We are back in the action. Say frozen up, but not for long.
Back in the action. So if we look here, so Gecko does get to 3 items, so very strong as an 80 carry, but we've seen already, time and time again, not given enough space, not getting enough time to get that crazy Sivir damage that we want. And it looks like it's just going to be Summit playing around the range, using their peel from the Maokai ultimate, and that Hui poke that is just super annoying, just constantly getting harassed. There's just no solution on the side of SG. They just don't have a way to deal with it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think some of these are doing a great job of controlling their vision and not allowing these picks in the side lane to happen. As I say that, of course, Guildborn in some trouble here. Subjugation got to come down. He's going to try to get away using that Stride Breaker to get some damage, but the roots, not going to go. It is going to connect here at the end. It looks like Guildborn in a lot of trouble here. Havoc and Mag should be able to finish, as he is going to get taken down. But on the other side, they are sieging the top and mid towers. Top tier 2 already down, mid tier 3 already down, and the base is broken open as they look to target these inhibitors. As Kujuno in a lot of trouble there. The ultimate pop by Sivir. The spell should going to do it. He's trying to get some damage down, but he can't face check this by himself. And that inhibitor is going to be taken down. So you might have mitigated the damage, but some of these sports still breaks open the base.
Yeah, with the spell shield, Sivir can get through, but not the rest of the team, especially if they are all collapsing on different angles like that. 3 minutes away from the Elder. Yeah, 3 minutes away from the Elder. No mid turret, so that is going to be completely open to a push, were it ever the case that they want to go for it. And with the gold lead, with top turret top as well being taken, it's just a tough position. This is you have to really go for a Hail Mary play and hope it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And I assume they're going to use this Elder, right? Going to try to flip around this Elder as the best option. But like you said, it's going to be tough. You have Havoc up on the top side clearing super minutes. May in a position to be clearing jungle camps, trying to finish this last item. Looks to be Void Staff. Get that pen in against these frontliners on the side of Stasis Gaming. But we'll have to see how they decide to play it out. Of course, Summit Esports, as we discussed, having this priority, able to get into the river and get control of this vision. So walk our players through at home. How does Stasis Gaming have to approach this objective? What's the only way they can even make a run at this?
I mean, they just have to go for a pick, probably. They have Sivir, they have Lissandra Ultimate. Just need to catch someone out of position with, you got to run them down, and then Lissandra gets in range and hits them with a nice little ultimate here. They can't win the front to back. The Sivir damage in team fights gets mitigated a lot by the soul. So right now, with them grouped up, there's not much you can do. So you have to split them apart. Play the other lanes, try to get them to walk in different places, and pick them apart.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, tough order, though. Some of these Esports doing a great job of just kind of staying grouped, getting as much priority as they can, really sieging on this bot tower. As it looks like Stasis Gaming is going to be late to respond to this, so it is going to cause it to go down. This looks like it could be another inhib. They're not going to be able to contest. The Nature's Grasp is already out, though. They may look as the Sivir comes to flash forward on Kushu, looking for a stun, trying to get a pick here, but he is going to be immediately taken down. The charm is going to hit 3, and it's huge. The Garen doing so much damage. Having a solvable. Gecko is going to be able to kite it back. He is going to get an Asura trying to finish up. He is going to get a double kill. Mags on the back line, but being taken down, not able to do it. Not the way you want those team fights to happen. And of course, this does look like Summit Esports looking to take the base, but can Geico defend? It looks like he can just enough, as we are going to get a TP though. May coming back, and they may still look to end these long timers on the side of Stasis Gaming.
Yeah, there's a lot of time to just destroy, rampage the base. You're not going to go for the win just
We have double
yet.
supers here, so I think they can. I mean, I think they're in trouble. I mean, Gecko trying to mount the best defense they can, but unable to do so as these towers are being sieged. And it looks like that's it. There's not a lot that Gecko could do as he's trying a valiant effort to put it, but they are just going to attack the Nexus. He's going to be out. He's going to be stopped by the Nature's Grasp. And that is going to be game number 2, going to the side of Summit Esports. And we have a series on our hands.
Yep, trading it up 1-1 here. And they're just keeping it alive, keeping us entertained. And we can see, look at the damage charts here.
Yeah.
It's all on one champion. It's all on the Sivir. But again, just wasn't able to free fire in those team fights at all. And that's where Mei and Nanto's damage come through. And the Maokai pick was so good. I was requesting it, and they were on the same page as me. They also saw the Maokai angle. And, I mean, the problem was picking the Cassante and the Trundle together. Meant that you had no good engage. You had to look for it elsewhere. And I'm sorry, Lissandra is not enough. It's not going to be enough. And it was such a good spot in the draft. And they went for it. And I completely caught off guard on the side of SG.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful performance by Summit Esports to even it out 1-1. And we will be excited as this series develops when we come back for game number 3.
You do like you do like crazy, oh 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 crazy, oh 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 crazy, crazy, oh oh crazy, oh 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 crazy, 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 you do like crazy, oh you do like crazy, oh.
And welcome back, Titan Esports fans, to Immortal Quarterfinals between Summit Esports and Stasis Gaming. I'm Leslie, this is Crims, and we have woken up to a series today. 1-1, both teams fighting it out. Crims, what did you think of our last game?
Yeah, I think that was definitely a bit of a draft difference, especially once Summit got the lead in the game. I mean, you saw SG were doing a lot early on the map, but then team fights started rolling around. Maokai had items, and then eventually they weren't able to get any kills in the game. Too much peel, too much range. And so I criticized SEW for terrible draft in game 1. And now I'm going to praise them for a great draft in game number 2. So it looks like their drafts can be hit or miss. But we'll see if they're going to land on this next one.
Absolutely. Of course, Stasis Gaming opting for blue side, finding that blue side is a big priority for both teams in this series. As we look at these bans to come out. Of course, it is Fearless, and it is a best of 5 Fearless, so of course we are looking at going deep into the champion pool the later this series goes on. However, we are seeing some of the same bans so far. Zoe, Vi, both big priorities for these teams. The Azir, been banned out all 3 games. You gotta imagine they just don't want Mei to take over a game on this Azir, so really managing that. So now, we're into our second game, 10 champs off the board. Another 10 champs off the board with bans. What would you be looking for in B1 here on the side of Stasis Gaming?
Just based on everything that's been drafted already, especially because as Varus is gone, Ezreal is kind of a good pick right here. Sivir also is gone, so I think Ezreal becomes pretty good. I know Geico plays Ezreal as well. Okay. Will they go for it first? I mean, Pantheon's still banned. I mean, there are stuff like Zen in the jungle still.
Aurora gonna see some priority. Okay.
Usually you want to wait for the enemy to draft something stationary or something like Azir, who wants to play at range, and Aura jumps the gap. But we'll see. Oh,
Kaisa gonna be the answer right away. Very, very little hesitation there. Summit Esports having seemed like they were pretty ready to roll with that pick. So it'll be interesting to see what they pair it with. And Galio is going to be that pick to what will likely match Kusho in the mid lane.
Yeah, Galio in the mid lane most likely. Have to agree there. You're not going to get Prio, but you do make up for that with your ultimate here.
Draven going to be the answer.
With the Draven.
Yeah. So we'll have to see, are these teams going to prioritize this engaged bot lane? When they've been waiting to the second stage, a lot of those champs have been banned, but the Braum going to be taken away immediately to pair with Geico's Draven on the bot side.
So I think the answer here is straightforward. And Nico. Nico's like kind of is a mage champion that has enough CC for the Kaisa to get the procs off without sacrificing Enchanter into Braum, right? So Enchanter lets you win the lane into Braum. Usually you don't get enough CC. Nico can do that. It can be banned just because they pick Nocturne here for the dive comp. So a full dive comp coming out. But yeah, I think Nico is probably the best pick. We'll see if they remove it or if they know Shaden doesn't play.
Okay. So Shen, a good takeaway, just stopping some of that more global presence that they already have with Galio, with Nocturne. Of course, taking the Viego away, some high burst damage in in Kusho on that mid lane pick, as well as Draven's high damage, those quick resets. And Volibear, just another strong pick in the jungle currently. So yeah, we'll have to see what they pick up. Taking care of those tank top laners in the top side, maybe. But the Scion, they said you ban Shen, you ban Ornn. There's one real one left with Cassante out, and the Scion will be locked in. Could be some interesting combinations there with that unstoppable, the unstoppable Scion ult into, Heroic Justice from the Galio and the Nocturne ultimate. I mean, I could see some layering there. Kaisa dive in the back line. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Ivern being locked in and Set being the answer. Wanting to dunk this large body onto their team. We'll have to see how this plays out. I don't know about you. Have you played the Scion matchup much? It's,
No, I mean,
pain in the butt.
I don't know if you know who Fiji is, but Fiji is a fan of this matchup. Really likes the health pool of Scion to just ult back into the enemy team and do a lot of damage. Telly is a good pickup here for the last pick.
They have so much global map movement.
Galio support? This is a Galio support.
Looks like it. Which is interesting. I mean, not necessarily the most ideal.
I think they kind of had to on the side of Summit because they are going to be really low DPS. Really low DPS without the Talia. So I think that shores up that problem. The Braum pick was kind of going to win the bot lane anyway. So we'll see if this Galio ends up being the right option here. As we have a stack. Unfortunately, though, even if they do stack, I think a Braum plus a Draven's going to ruin their day.
Yeah, I think they need to be careful here. I would be interested because we also see a recall being channeled. And they have no vision in that brush, so this could be... Oh, they could be in trouble here. It looks like neither team gonna make anything happen. And they are just two ships passing in the night. Of course, we are in game number 3 of our Immortal League quarterfinals between Stasis Gaming and Summit Esports. Series is all tied up 1-1. Seems, as we decided and discussed, pretty one-sided from a draft perspective on both games. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. How do you feel about the drafts between these two teams this time?
I think SG have the better draft by far. They have great peel for the Draven. They have Braum to counter all that engage. And they have Set, who says, hey, if you want to walk into me, I'm okay with that. I'm going to absolutely punch you in the face.
Absolutely. Of course, we see this cheese in the bot side. Shaden already taking heavy damage from this Galio from combo. Sura doing their best to fight back, but of course,
they zone minions too.
Not happen. Yeah, that XP differential going to be big here.
All right, now all they need to do is slow push this, and depending on how well they zone the minions, I think Nanto might have gotten 1. This means that they can do a level 3 to level 1 bot dive. If they slow push this enough, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. This is kind of pushing way too fast. But that would be an absolutely devastating move for them to pull out in game number 3.
Yep. And of course, as we discussed, the Set Scion matchup, Havoc, huge advantage, getting that wave crashed, huge health advantage. Geico moving up here to get a ward on this top side.
They know where Morn is now, so they're going to be able to follow Morn perfectly in the jungle.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, we're going to get a stun here. Maybe moving forward on this Talia, using those stones. And he's going to do the volley here on Kushio. He needs to be careful, but he needs to be careful when Kushio gets that electrocute back up. Dodging the seismic shove there, doing okay. Looks like, the volley getting Kushio very, very low. Mei putting on a great performance in this mid lane so far.
Kushio is low, so Talia typically wins prio early, hard to beat it. One of the best champions in early game prio. And with Mags doing the full clear route on Ivern here, it looks like they are trying to set up a dive, but they're already level 2, and it looks like they're probably going to get level 3. So yeah, just going to be the Scuttle Crab. No bot dive. I would have really loved to see a really aggressive and coordinated play like a level 3 to 1 bot dive, but we're not going to get
it. Yeah, not quite. And you know what? I think it's almost as funny when you even out a series like this, because this third game is kind of, it puts all the pressure back on, right? Because it sets the tone. It lets you know who gets to be relaxed for this next series and who's going to have all the pressure on them, as that root is going to connect just barely on Mei. Just some inconsequential damage there. As Mei trying to freeze this wave, recognizing Kushuni's spec, but the volley's going to look for it, but not going to make me the Agon. Morn hiding in this bush. Need to be careful. But Mag's not going to be baited here. It's going to help his mid laner get this wave pushed in so that he can get a base off. Ooh, the seismic shove, the stones, and the fear is locked on the flash forward. He is going to be feared into the tower, but he's still going to be feared. Kushino going to get some damage off. Spell shield not hanging, but Morn in some trouble as the flash forward is still going to hit. And now Mei, the shield on Mag, so effective. That's going to be a double kill for the Aurora in the mid lane. SG absolutely turning this one around.
Yeah, they definitely have a strong early game in this one, and I love the flash forward from Kusho. Max is like, hey, I have the shield for you. Just flash in, full confidence, full trust in their partner there, and they're able to pick up 2 kills because of that. And a plate on the bot side as well. So they're off to an early start here, and off the back of a double kill for their mid laner in Kusho.
Yeah, shout out to Guildborn. Obviously behind no mana here, but it's done his best to try to mitigate some of the CS differential. Of course, only down 3 CS. Looks like Havoc might look to stop his recall there. Just trying to keep up this heavy tempo on the top side. Of course, Dragon is up, and we'll have to see which teams decide to prioritize this. However, we do see Morn pathing away towards his chicken camp, so maybe willing to give up this first objective.
I do wonder what their plan is going to be for Havoc. More of a team
Absolutely.
fighter, more of a side laner. There is the option of going to the side lane because you can beat Sion consistently on the sides. So I'm wondering what route they will be going with that one here.
Yep, absolutely. As it does look like SG going to go ahead and take that first look at the Dragon. They have that bot priority, and they do have their jungler on this side of the map. So we'll have to see what happens. Interesting to see, of course, Kushio here, a huge advantage, has those 2 kills. Oh, but the seismic shove is going to connect, getting a little bit of extra damage in that unraveled earth. But of course, the double buffs going to help out a lot with that sustain, so probably not too worried about it at this stage.
Yeah, definitely want to try to trailing up the double buffs and the 2 kills. Very commanding position. As you can see, May only has the tier and nothing but the tier.
Yep. Of course, Morin doing his best to try to get something back for this Dragon, invading some of these Ivern camps, of course, being left defenseless as he opted to take the Dragon instead of going back for that passive camp. So definitely trying to pick up what he can. He does have a good CS lead. 2.5 camps here up. 2 camps up on the Ivern. Really trying to push. And now that he has this level 6, it'll be interesting to see what plays they can make happen with this Nocturne Ultimate.
Mags also just dinging level 6 there, picking up the camp on the way to this river. And contrary to popular belief, Ivern is great in 1v1s when the ultimate is available. You'd be
Daisy
surprised.
is a menace.
You'd be surprised how strong Ivern is with
Ooh,
Daisy.
Between Worlds has been
low.
Mamie in trouble. He's going to go the Twinfold Hex, going to claim that kill.
Balling.
The Paranoia is looking on the bot side as it is popped. Although it looks like the Bromwall is going to be able to get them out there. Although it looks like 3 summoners were used there. Flash, heal, and flash. So definitely not given out for free. But Morn may be in trouble. Mags is there. He has no Paranoia. But no spell shield. He is going to be stunned up here. And it looks like they're going to give this one
the cash in
to Gecko with a cash in on those stacks. This is heavily going in the favor of SG early on here with a 3,000 gold lead at only 8 minutes into the game. Ooh, the taunt coming forward, but a great buffer with the dash there. Able to prevent anything more from happening as Geico and Makarot just trying to get these waves pushed in.
And you could see how much damage Markov can mitigate with
oh my gosh, so much.
Yeah, and protecting, I mean, the Nocturne ultimate was not used successfully for a kill. In fact, led to another death in the long run. Not what you want from a Nocturne game. And so they are severely behind in this game. And without any dive threat, their comp does nothing.
Absolutely. And of course, Havoc putting on another masterclass, up 17 CS currently, forcing Guildborn back.
I mean, we'll give the drafter a little more credit.
True.
And Havoc a little less credit.
Mags up here, maybe looking for a dive on this side. The root is going to connect.
Let's have ult out.
Taking the aggro. He's holding it. Ooh, it's a great buffer. Sion's unstoppable onslaught really allowing him to stop that and prevent that dive. Good shout out to Guildborn.
Here. No ult.
They make something happen, but it does not look like it. Hey, shout out to Sion. Perfectly timed. Not much more you could ask for in that position.
Unstoppable onslaught. Clutch move there. That was...
Daisy looks like she's spawning up, and this could be the all the grubs going to the sides of SG as well.
No contest available. Guildborn way too low. No TP. MMA busy handling the mid lane. And I would kind of like to just at least flirt with the idea with diving top again. That would at
Agreed.
least come into my mind here. We'll see if Mags is on the same page.
Yep,
'Cause
absolutely.
you can always
See
pick
what
up this
happens.
last grub later. You don't have
True.
to. Once you get 2, you can look for play and come back later. You don't have to get all 3 at once.
Right. I agree. Does look like they are going to go ahead and take it, though. That does give them one step closer to those feats of warfare. They have. Maybe looking for here. The Weirding going to land, do some damage. It's looking to go here. Trade heavily on him. Not going to push too far. That burst damage that comes out of Aurora right now is pretty powerful. Of course, the Electrocute mixed with Twinfold Hex, easy way to proc, but we'll see what happens as this game goes on. That Aurora is going to be a problem. This Kaisa and
Is this the normal build on Aurora now? Because I'm very used to like the more like Leandri's Bloodletter.
agreed.
Build.
I am too. Yeah, I imagine though in this comp, like if you could blow up Kaisa and or Talia, I mean they don't do anything, right? Their comp kind of dies. So I can understand wanting to say, nope, no matter what, I'm gonna at least trade myself for one of you, and then Draven's gonna clean up the fight, right?
So they do
plus
spawn
they have
Mags
set.
here. They are aware of this Ivern. Okay.
Okay.
Play the wave.
All right.
Technologia.
Wanting to get this reset off before this dragon spawns. Maybe be able to contest. We'll have to see how this goes. Of course. Yeah, it's late, but look at this. I want to take away real quick before we go to this drag.
Here.
Look at this CS lead in the top. Say the set, like you said,
Yeah.
draft diff here for the coach. Poor Guildborn just put into a really tough matchup. But Summit Esports starting this dragon up on spawn, trying to get it taken down.
Guildborn thrown under the bus.
Yeah,
100%.
a little bit.
Every draft. This top laner is a trooper for just taking it every time.
Hey, you got counterpick last game, right? You got the Garen. It didn't.
I guess so.
You know,
It's not the best counter pick though. I'll be real.
yeah. Didn't play out in
Have
lane the
it before?
greatest. Ooh, Scion unstoppable onslaught
early.
to escape here. May not have needed to do that, but I understand. I don't know.
You can't. It's hard to hold there because you're definitely dead. Gonna walk straight into Shaden.
Oh, he is going to be stopped. The root going to happen to flash, but he's going to buffer. The Between Worlds is going to be used there to no effect. So at least baited that out. At least your flash got you something, right?
Yeah, definitely was able to flash out of there with the Justice Punch.
Oh, Asura going to be zoned off these minions, though, is going to be absolutely huge. They need to be careful. Mei is moving here. Does have that Weaver's Wall available, so have to be careful how that happens. Mags.
See it now.
Ooh, Paranoia is going to be on. The Draven's going to be attacked, and we are going to see the Heroic Justice coming through. But Draven's out.
Combo.
He is feared, but Asura's on the back line. But do you want to be the seismic shove away? But Asura is going to be taken down. The Draven does too much damage, and the Weirding is going to get on the back line as we see a third kill picked up. Makarot going to be stopped, and Mei going to be taken down as well. They juggle tower aggro perfectly, and that is going to be 4 picked up for the side of Stasis Gaming. Absolutely well executed.
Rough. And no CC landed onto Gecko in time, so there was no dive into the back line from Nanto as well, and there was just no damage onto Geico, just able to just free hit the rest of that team fight. And with a Nocturne Galio comp, you have to get on top of the back line. You can see here, Geico just skirts away barely past the wall.
Yeah, he gets feared, but it stops him as the wall comes through, right? He gets out of the Hero Justice, and then just nothing. Sura immediately has to get away.
Able to do anything. Natsu doesn't do anything in that fight. Maybe also, and just
they juggle it's a so order. Well here. They do such a good job. Makarot, Kushino here, he's able to, across the wall to get out of that.
That was beautiful, magnifique.
Yeah, very well
played. Side of SG.
Oh, gonna stop that. The set, like as we said, just an extremely tough matchup. Guildborn, not so much you can expect. Honestly, I think overall, when you look at it objectively, he's doing very well. All things considered. Of course, guys, putting some heavy damage down. Let's build that LDR set. I don't want to here. Make sure that when you get through that, go through Scion and use the game TES about that happen.
Yeah, this is completely really good. Zero. They have Draven almost on the next item as well. Bloodthirster, very hard to capture when the Bloodthirster was back. And with Mags on the Ivor, It just makes it so difficult to get off of this Dragon before the kill as well.
Queen Roll is going to come through. The weird is still going to do plenty of damage. And that's just how it goes. 0-4 on the side of May. Just getting completely beaten on. They may look right here. They're going to do it. He's going to do the shield. It is going to go down. The Smash going to get some stuff on top, but not going to be enough. The flash going to come out. Geico still going to be there to help put out that damage, and that's going to be a fun door. They are just heating them all the way across that 8K lead. Absolute dominance for the side of Stasis game so far.
Yeah, they have that map in their hands. They can make whatever play they want.
A little bit of trouble. You're going to come out there. I think it's first hour, but it's not over. I thought they're looking. These Wawas look like are going to give a chase and just accept to here to top lane as their conversation to the mid lane.
What a trade! Yeah, definitely.
It's 4 minute response.
On the way as well. Look at gold lead. This is brutal.
I don't normally want to say what do we expect in the next game. This is a tall order for some esports. You know, let's give them the
curse.
Right. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. What they're carrying here? When think is the time for them to fight? What items do you want to be looking for? And what position you want to try to find some kind of way back to this?
I mean, so they only give a couple objectives just for Martha. They have the is really good at preventing dive, so probably shading all around mags because usually the play right. Just try to shade all around mags around the map. Make sure that they get more dives on turrets and just hold it up for a couple of minutes here. And don't really try to make the game any worse than it is. Probably not even going to get a pick, to be honest. But try to get gold in the hands of your characters.
Right. Well, the silver lining here is they're still performing relatively well. All things considered, only being down 2 waves is not too bad, especially as your character's wave. Of course, they are picking up their second tag of the game. Or look on this Herald, see if they get the opportunity to take the lead. But Havoc does have priority here. We'll have to be careful as SG already moving towards this Herald, not willing to give anything up at this point.
Oh, they're doing it really slow as well. And they're splitting. Max is doing dragon. I mean, so again, so the team is splitting for the play. Fortunately, these will get on by. So we have to TP up here. Havoc's been kind of pushing relentlessly. So there's a thing that's going to be maybe getting Havoc. Right. But as soon as the group plays dead, do something on the map. Maybe pushing
it. That's steal. Just absolutely going to be buffered. But that's. Well, that was Hail Mary, but that was maybe not the one you wanted to go for. That definitely looked like desperation from the side of the esports.
I read a little reward play right there. Yeah. You get a Rift Herald. You do not prevent them from getting Rift Herald. You do probably get down if it's up. I don't see the founders are probably honest. You definitely die no matter what.
No possibilities. Yeah, I mean,
the thing be the break a little bit happens in the next minute. He ends up
yeah.
It will be cool that it will tilt on.
Yeah, this is a tough order. There's almost 10 skills. You use 10 skills or stacks on the dark seal. 2 items, good foods already. Already watching the sidelines as seen. You got to imagine I believe secure on give them extra time fighting around the advantage. And then we'll try and lose this game out before they can give someone else esports any kind of chance. Yeah, to hit items.
Yeah. So we'll see if it happens in the game. That's something we can talk about because this is a situation. So they're really good. At least we get top later.
Question for you, as a coach, somebody
Would you just keep having?
I was just saying, with the series he's having playing super well, do you take him out? I mean,
it seems like it's working.
Yeah.
Havoc. Very strong recurring right here.
Oh my god! Oh, and completely negated play on the top side, getting on the con as they would have anyway. Yeah, I meant to plan that, right?
They definitely they definitely had that. That's 100% that. They knew that was coming.
Oh my gosh. Using the one that way on the top side. They are going to get some amount of objective, still down 8K. Of course, after the automatic to push this here in the bottom side, will take that down. Good to see a TP here. I mean, that's the spell. Yeah, the spell look made pretty good here. Hence the reason that is just that's one more goal pushing that lead. Continuing to hold that was now 9K goal lead. Picking up that bot side turret.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
with the reset coming in 1 min 30. I mean, we could talk about other stuff. I mean, like, yeah, I believe SG's balling French Canadians.
No, okay.
Yeah, French Canadian fans out here.
Yeah,
a lot of high ELO players are French Canadian.
Yeah,
no one's surprised.
Yeah, anything but American, right? That's
yeah, and we just tend to not be as good.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
It's just how it is.
Of course, looking to take up on this top side, getting the push on this top side. A little bit of a mismatch. Scion not super scaled up here, but still not going to be able to get completely burst down by Kushino. The weirding and electrocute not doing a ton. Kusho in trouble. The paranoia still going to connect beforehand. The between worlds going to get. He's going to look to get out. The flash is going to go. The weirding, but the shutdown and the perfect game goes away. Asura gets it, but what are they giving up? Are they going to give up too much as they siege on this mid lane tower?
This would be huge up here. They're going to get that one. Do they back away? They don't want to fight it, although no ultimate.
Ooh, Weaver's Wall. We do have Scion, no unstoppable onslaughts. It's going to be tough to engage here.
Just one
as Daisy's going to be up. We are going to look. The seismic shove on the backline going to be good on the Ivern, but not going to be too much. Shaden looking to dive the backline, but Havoc doing so much damage. Geico doing so much damage. The onslaught so much there. Going to tuck them down. The fear trying to get them done, but Havoc getting it. And they are going to connect on this backline, just beating them up with their wallets. Oh, you know what? I appreciate the look, but Ivern said, you know what? It's not a 4v5. It's a 5v5. And Daisy just pumped them up and gave them what they needed to push on the Nexus here at the end.
Oh, are they? No, they can't. There's this. No, they can't. I mean, okay, so for that last fight, they only had, 2 ultimates. They didn't have access to the backline. It's just hard to win. Even if you have super monster tank Scion.
Ooh, the exhaust's going to come out here on May. Looking to just try to finish it out. The Hero Justice coming from base, but not going to land a little late. Mag's going super low. And Havoc taking too many turrets here. The Stridebreaker going to help him kite away. Decimating Smash on Marriott. He's so close. Are we going to get it? But the wall blocking so much damage, but he's going to be in trouble. Oh, Between Worlds looking to save him some time. The spell shield's going up, but he is still alive. And Kushio moving, and he is going to get it. Of course, Geico doing so much damage as well on this Draven. Holding those axes.
What are they? Well, okay, all right. Now they're leaving.
They're backing off. They're not gonna give them the shutdowns. They're not gonna risk it as they look to just go take this. What will be their third dragon of the game?
If Nanto got all their bounties collectively, there's a shot. So good thing they back up there. Good thing they back. They don't get the dragon. They're a little bit too low, but they'll get that on second round. But that's one way for Summit to get back into this game here, is Nanto just picks up all the bounties. That would be an absolute travesty.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely would be. Like you said, great call for them to back out. 12K gold lead. No no opportunity to let Summit Esports back into this game. Of course, the base is cracked open. Objectives are coming up, and we'll have to imagine they look to take this Baron after drag and try to close the game out.
Yeah, 3 items on the Draven. I mean, Nanto's not that far behind, considering everything in the game. So, staying in it. I'm afraid to look at the individual gold differences. I'm afraid to see how far behind some of these players are.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. Oh, Lord.
I'm actually going to do it to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Draven, yeah, 3K. That's nice. Mid lane, 1.5. Jungle's 2K. That's pretty bad.
Paranoia active on this bot side, really looking to pick on Havoc, trying to get something. But he is going to do his best to fight and do some amount of damage back. He's going to get a lot of damage down, but not going to be able to trade at all. They are going to get the shutdown, but trading the shutdown for Baron, it's what you can get, right? Like you said, they've got to make plays.
It's on to Nanto. 3 more bounties left.
He's trying to pick it up, trying to put Kai'Sa on his back. This full AD Kai'Sa. He's on 3 items. So definitely, you know what? I'll have to see. He does have barrier and ultimate up. No flash, though. So we'll have to see what happens. Between Worlds going to go. The Hero Justice coming in, but the weirding going to happen. The Hero Justice getting no knockups. Gecko dominating, taking out that Scion. Looking on Morn in the back line, the Whirling Death doing so much damage, and he's going to knock down a double kill, and this is going to be the game. Stasis Gaming with an absolutely dominant performance here. The Weaver's Wall is the last Hail Mary, trying to get something out, but of course Morn and May not able to do anything here. Geico just pumping out absolutely too much damage, and this is going to put Stasis Gaming in the lead 2-1 for this series. Match point. Going to game number 4.
Yeah, this is the all-important position to get to that 2 games, making the enemy be very anxious over everything they do, have to double think. And I believe I am 3 for 0 in draft predictions so far. So
you are 3 for 0. Absolutely. Well, stick around for game number 4. Is Stasis Gaming going to put this away, or will Summit Esports fight back and give us a game number 5? We'll be back.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate applying my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a day with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
And welcome back, Titan Esports fans, to Immortal Playoffs quarterfinals between Stasis Gaming and Summit Esports. I am Leslie. This is my co-host, Crims. Dodge the other way.
I was on the other side.
Yeah, my bad. Of course, Stasis Gaming with an absolute dominant performance in game number 3. Now up 2-1. Summit Esports facing Match Point. Talk to me about what we want to see here in game number 4.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one because that last game was a shellacking.
Yeah.
And it's definitely going to be a confidence boost one way or the other. And now also, Summit Esports backs up against the wall. Can't make a mistake. One bad draft pick could send them away in this BO5 right now. And so for SG, this does give you a little wiggle room for do something a little crazy. You went with the Draven pick last game. Now you might be able to do something else. Maybe a pick gets opened up, like the Pantheon. Mags takes the Pantheon. That'd be really good. Maybe you let something go, try to trade it for something OP in return. Might be the answer for either team in this draft for Game 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, they're going to keep the same sides, which means Summit Esports is going to retain red side. I think if you're doing this, you've got to give Guildborn some help. You cannot keep throwing him in these bad matchups and just expecting him to exist. Havoc is doing too good of a job of punishing and controlling these lanes. And I think you've got to flip the script a little bit and try to get him on something where he can actually have an impact in the game. Because outside of the Garen game, which let's be honest, I mean, if you take the two top laners out of that, the game doesn't change, right? Like nothing really changes.
I think top lane has been the least, I don't know, important of all the roles right now for these games.
Yeah,
it's a lot
I would
around the bot lane and then maybe mid or jungle depending on the game. So right now this is kind of a bot focused game. So maybe if you're on red side, wait for that last pick support to really win the lane or something like that. And we've seen some counter pick in the support role, and then it doesn't go so well in the game. The builds are a little off so far, kind of a little bit of weird things going on, right? So both teams, I want them to clean it up a little bit, make sure you get a really strong bot lane, and make sure it's a good combo. There's still engaged supports in. We still have Nautilus. We still have Alistar. We still have Leona. All right. There's still plenty of good picks. So I think we should be able to see some really exciting bot lane still.
Yeah, of course. As we get into draft, remember, folks, this is Fearless. So we currently have 30 champions that are unable to be picked, with another 10 being banned away before the draft is over. So really eating into the League of Legends champion pool, requiring these players to dig deep and see what options they can come out with. Of course, as normal, the bans kind of staying the same here. By Zoe still being retained. We assume we'll see Azir, Pantheon, Ziggs. Some of those bans realistically going to stay the same from both these teams. So, as we get into game number 4, you said strong bot lanes, right? What is the best AD carry left that we can B1 here for Stasis Gaming?
I mean, so the strongest laners, like Jin's still here. No more Trundle, so that does become a little iffy. We have Ezreal. Something like Ezreal still in the game. Lucian, kind of situational, but still can you play to great effect. So we still have those champions here. We'll see if we get an Ezreal pick. I'm thinking maybe it's going to show up.
Yeah. What's your prio on like Jinx at this stage?
Hey, you know what? Game 5, just lock in the Jinx. Try to win a team fight. Yeah. Right? That's the Tave strat. Not against it.
Volibear are going to be the priority for SG. We did see that get banned by Summit Esports. You did discuss the Lucian and some potential options. Of course, Summit Esports, you got to imagine this.
The best pairing is probably Melio. I know people like Nami, but I think Melio is better.
I think Melio is definitely better into the Volibear as well, right? But it does look like what will likely be a Guildborn Jax coming out early. Could be for Morn, but Jax jungle really falling out of favor. Definitely more of a counter.
No. This is a Volibear counter. So this is definitely... Okay. Well, it's going to try to follow Volibear wherever. Because you can't stack and you can't W off the Jax E. So this is a straight counter pick here.
Good to see. Caitlyn going to be the answer to the short-range Lucian. And Aatrox, the gauntlet being thrown down by Havoc here, saying, here you go. What do you got? As he locks that in on B3.
So far, Havoc has been the winner of
Darius.
Darius coming in. Not an easy matchup for Aatrox. It's on a knife's edge. Winnable, but you really have to be playing the mind game very well. And then once it gets to a long lane, once the turrets are dead, Darius all day in this matchup because there's just nowhere to run to. Eventually, the Darius catches you and then drops the axe. So now we have something like the Morgana being banned.
The Melio
surprise. I mean, there's no Karma, so the only thing left that's like a real power pick is the Lux. That's not going to be banned away. They're going to go for the Jonathan instead. So I mean, I guess you could do Caitlyn Nico. We'll see what they have.
You could. The Nami being banned away, so both pairings with the Lucian trying to limit that. But like I said, there's a lot of engaged supports left. So we'll have to see what route they like to do. The Soraka, interesting, going to be taken there from the side of Summit Esports to pair with the Lucian.
Feeling the Soraka pick. Not bedazzled. And also, we could have saved an R5. And I think it worked great here.
Yeah.
Lots of lockdown. Once you throw out your CC, the trap follows. So I'm not liking the Soraka pick. Could have saved it for an R5, and instead we are gonna get counterpicked with the last pick in the mid lane. Vex for access to the back line, counter dashes, but very weak to mages. Something like a Syndra can definitely take down a Vex, no problem. They're gonna go with that. They're gonna go Silas.
Maybe this is Mimi Comfort. I don't know. Not the direction I would have necessarily went in. A lot of early skirmishing power, right? I mean,
range. They needed a range pick for sure. I understand Victor wasn't available, but Syndra.
Yeah, you have 0 range in this team comp, right? I mean, Lucian is your longest range, and that's
Lucian is a short range.
Yeah, because he's nothing.
Lucian no, Soraka has more range. What do you mean?
No, Soraka does. The bananas. We're gonna get banana boat Soraka.
Yeah, the banana poke is gonna be insane.
All right, we are getting into game number 4 here. Match point for Stasis Gaming, Summit Esports, backs against the wall, and they have decided to throw down. May said, put me on Silas and I will carry. So we'll have to see how this goes. I think we already know by our actions, but you know, for pro comps, who do you give the draft to? Are you going to go 4 for 4?
Yeah, this is SG. Hoping for that 4 for 4 prediction rate. I think SG have the better comp overall. Way more balanced. They do have a Caitlyn, and the problem with Caitlyn is if that lane goes wrong, that could ruin the entire game here.
Agreed.
So they have to make sure they play around this Caitlyn lane. Luckily, they do have Volibear, who is great at diving. So we will see if they are able to pull off a dive. Should be a very good win condition for the side.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much poke they'll actually be able to get down. Of course, Soraka, a ton of sustain able to give out, but they don't really have, something I really seem to struggle with. Obviously the range, but like outside of Silas dashing in or Jack's jumping in, looks like we're gonna have a pause as Gecko seems to have disconnected. Summit Esports doesn't really have any good ways to start a fight. Stasis Gaming has Volibear running at you and the dive. They have Vex Ultimate. They have
Silas stealing Leona Ultimate, and
that's true. That's true. They could do that. I will say though, my favorite thing, I think this is Worlds 2021, was a really hyper-fed Silas. I think it was in like semis of Worlds, stealing a Leona ult and one-shotting the 80 carry with it.
That can happen. Yeah.
That made me want to play Silas. Like as a young league, as somebody who had only been playing League like a year, I was like, I want to do that. Like that was a fantastic thing.
That was back when burst Silas was more of a thing.
Yeah,
now we're kind of a middle phase where we kind of want to be a little tanky. Nice little new frame.
I know, I love this frame and frame, picture in picture, right? I love it.
Now why don't we just have this all the time so you guys could see me while we're casting?
I don't know if they'd like to see some of my reaction faces when things happen. Oh my god!
I'm just saying, more of this in the Twitch VOD, the better it does.
Absolutely. Agreed. Just look, friends.
What?
Take it away.
What is this?
You're stuck with me, folks. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
That was. I bet you the views dropped. I bet the views dropped.
I bet you guys just immediate tank down. Oh my gosh. Oh. All right. So what do you want to see? Let's talk a little bit. Where do you want to see the pathing with these junglers? It looks like their pathing's on opposite sides currently as it stands.
Yeah, I mean, you have to protect the Caitlyn lane, so going down there makes a lot of sense. A lot of junglers like to avoid Darius for good reason in the top side, so don't expect a top pathing anytime soon for Mags. You're going to be staying away from the very dangerous Darius. So the many times a jungler, you just see them pathing towards the Darius lane. Darius gets Mega Prio, walks into the jungle, and then just kills the jungler as well. It looks like Gilthorn did not go Ghost. So that is
which is interesting. Not a huge fan of that, but
I think you should go Ghost. We got Poutine shout out in the chat. We should probably
let's go.
We should have chat up. But I think this is bolstering my French Canadian claims here. I believe Stasis do have French Canadian players from Quebec
for content.
Yeah. There you go, for content.
Oh, man.
This is a pretty long break. I do wonder what the issue is. Is it internet? I'll have to match production.
Yeah, it looks like Gecko is disconnected. So
yeah, so far, both teams going to be playing for the opposite sides of the map makes a lot of sense.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, we'll have to see how Havoc reacts to this kind of what will realistically be weak-sided. This game, of course, putting a lot of priority on that Caitlyn. And then we'll have to see how this mid lane, how well can Mei navigate this mid lane matchup.
Yeah,
That's
I
gonna
mean,
be
it's not like
interesting.
Silas gets. I mean, I would say not winning for Silas, but Silas can do some things in
Yeah.
this matchup. It's not just
Oh, yeah.
straight lose.
Well, I think managing your passive here is critically important, right? Because if you mismanage that Vex passive, like you're still just a squishy mage, right? Like Silas still just kind of gets onto you and starts beating on you. So definitely something to keep in mind there.
He's whooping you with the chains.
Exactly.
I'm not really much of a lore guy. Are you a lore guy?
To be honest, not really. A little bit, but no, not really. I haven't even, and the chat will crucify me, but I haven't even seen season 2 of Arcane. So,
season 1 is better. So I mean, I'm not going to crucify you, but it is good.
Yeah. It looks like we are going to cut to a quick intermission, as the pause delay is going to be a little longer than anticipated, while we let these players sort it out. So go ahead and stick with us, because as soon as the game's back, we will be back and ready to get on with game number 4. And we are back, Titan Esports fans. The connection issues are over, and we are back to game number 4. Kushio getting a critical trade here, proccing that electrocute on Mei, showing this range advantage into Silas.
Yeah, and we did confirm that it was poutine on the router causing issues for Gecko, but those have been cleared. And they are now in the game. So thank you, production, for that. So unexpectedly here, the Caitlyn lane with the melee support is getting prio over the double ranged, which is not good news.
No,
that's EW because you really want your ranged lane to get prio here. The bounce back's gonna be pretty scary for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely be careful for that. Piltover Peacemaker. Look at the damage on the Lucian already. And of course, Mei also. Big fear here. Lots of damage. And the electrocute proc. Gonna pop that potion, trying to get some of this back. But has to be careful. Although if you're Kushio, you need to be careful of this level 3 spike too. The missing health healing from Silas can be often underestimated.
Yeah. The W trade at low HP is going to be a lot of healing. And the passive stacks really do add up. But it looks like with the wave here, we're going to just get this in. MMA, not too many opportunities, especially without a jungle gank. Not much is going to happen. And here is the bounce back on the wave.
Oh, it's going to go in. It's going to happen. Piltover Peacemaker just going to go wide. The dash forward. Very well played by Asura. Just able to dodge a big chunk of that damage as this happens. Of course, Mags already looking here, level 4, ready to help assist his bot lane. And it looks like he's just going to go ahead and get the crab while they get to push this in. Piltover Peacemaker connecting on Shaden there, getting some extra damage onto this Silas.
Meanwhile, crab also in the top side for Morn. And both these junglers just going to continue looking for opportunities on the map. Mags probably just going to back here in the bush, drop a ward for their mid laner. Kusho is MMA doesn't have enough mana for a full combo. Otherwise, probably would have went in right there.
Surrounding on the op-rank, the chains are going to connect. Gilbert in danger. As Havoc looked like he was going to be able to take it out. He does have flash. He is going to opt to flash away there and get out. So just a flash for flash traded. Looks like there's a small CS advantage towards Guildborn in that top side. We'll have to see how it equalizes as Havoc catches that.
Marcot's looking.
Yeah. Oh, the Zenith's got to connect. It's going to get pushed back. Damage not going to be able to connect. Caitlyn very far back in this lane when he engaged, not able to get any real follow-up done. But
yeah, that's why
you want to take up to level 4. Absolutely. And but that's okay. Caitlyn has a CS advantage here, and really they just want to be able to get this under when possible once their jungler's back on this side of the map. Look for plates and start to break down this tower. Of course, Red Sweeper started from Marcotte. I want to be able to control those Vision pushes. The E going to miss there on the side of Mei. Kushio looking, the passive almost stacked up, and there it is, not able to continue that trade as they trade about evenly there. Mei playing this lane out overall very well, but Mags on the top side, running at Gilboard. The stun going to come down. The bear is there for damage. The Disconnect Smash trying to do some healing, but not going to make it happen. The Frenzied Maul taking down Guildborn, and that is first blood over the side of SG.
And they do get first blood. One of the feats unlocked. They get it onto Mags. I'm not sure if that matters too much. As we have Marcotte.
Some damage.
The important thing is
Zenith Blade is going to connect. No mana on Astra. It's done.
Trap.
But the trap is going to connect, but he's not going to be able to get too much damage onto them there. Trading fairly evenly as Moran. Oh, he's going to stop getting the fear, but Kushio on the run now. Not sure what they're going to be able to do. Does have that flash available. So we'll have to see as his bot lane is attempting to run to their aid. The ult going to come in. They're going to come down with the shield. Soraka going to be able to keep Asura alive. He's going to flash away. The ignite still ticking as Geico snapping back. The Counter-Strike able to get him away. And Summit Esports picks up 1 on their mid laner.
Yeah. Going to cost some flashes, a barrier. They also ended up in the bot side of that.
Yeah, no TP.
And so the Counter-Strike proving the value. Can't get the Volibear stun through. And they are looking like they're going to contest this dragon. Mags is probably not very comfortable with his bot lane backing right here. And I don't know the HP on the dragon. But it looks like it's going to be not contested.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like
It
any
definitely could,
CS
though.
differential, any CS differential was mitigated with that play, is now gone. May strictly even in this lane. Does look to be going for the Rod of Ages build, as we see double Ruby Crystal in inventory. And the fear is gone. This is what I was talking about. You need to be careful. Those chains are going to connect, but the fear is going to be back. He is going to get that other one, but still, overall, not a terrible trade from the side of this Silas.
Yeah, the dashes activate the fear, the autos, anything.
Ooh,
Any
Guildborn.
action from Silas.
Oh, apprehend just going short. Unable to do that, but Havoc going to go ahead and looks like he's going to try to. Nope, just kidding. Just making sure Guildborn was paying attention, trying to pull that wave as he tries to go ahead and collect CS under tower. Big CS advantage, though, for Guildborn in this top side. Up 2 waves, 12 CS currently.
Finally, team threw him a bone. Is up in CS here in this matchup. Did get ganked, but still doing all right. So this honestly the best position Guildborn's been in so far here in this game.
Absolutely. Kushio just getting some damage down onto Morn here, catching out his pathing. Just giving some information for the team. Of course, looking across the board, we have a CS advantage for SG in the bot side, and that's it. You know, for normally not what we've been seeing this series. Some of Esports holding the CS advantage for the most part across the board.
Yeah. Havoc usually up 30, 20 CS, but we'll see what we can, what they're gonna have in store for us here on this bot side. Grub's going down MMA, no mana. That is 0 mana on the Silas there. Doesn't have TP, so that's going to be a wave going down. Yosha just going to push this in. And that's another objective.
Use this, use this prio for Grubs. Yeah, like you said, another objective burn down.
yeah. Why is this game a slow burn?
Nerves. Somebody Sports wants to make sure they don't mess up or throw the game early. They want to take this to 5.
So in terms of scaling, I don't think they're in a position to scale either. Individually, the champions are fine in a long game. But as a team, the lack of engage does worry me.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely something to be worried about. Of course, looking bot, the level 6s both come through for both supports. Something to keep in mind, a well-placed solar flare could definitely scream punishment for the side of Summit Esports. So definitely something to keep our eyes on. As we take a look at these golds, leads across the thing, 400 gold in the favor of Caitlyn. Mid lane up about 200 gold, really relying on that plate that he took. Pretty even elsewhere across the board. Oh, a Stormbreaker going through, absolutely dominant. Shadow Surge going to connect, get the reset onto Morn, and they are going to do it. Kushio taking towers, the fear. He's going to take the Stormbreaker with a hijack, but he is going to get it with the Serpentine passive, and now Mags on top. Frenzied Maul, he is wounded, he is going to be healed, but the Frenzied Maul Mags is not going to be able to do it. Oh my gosh. Abscond being able to get away on the Silas here as Mags just going to get this wave pushed in a very, very well-played skirmish from both sides there.
Bit of a Lee Sin syndrome there.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go for that second Shadow Surge, but just couldn't resist trying to stack on that extra damage. And the turret doing a lot of assistance there for picking up that kill. So nice look in the mid lane now for May. Might be exactly what they need to get a win in the mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, they still having full prio with this Vex. Continuing about a 20 CS lead here in the bot side. Of course, as expected for Caitlyn, Lucian should get a chance to do a little bit of this. Oh, but Morn is right back with that counter-strike, leap striking onto them. And that is going to be Kushio, the Vex with no flash, no ultimate, taken down, and a very quick response from somebody Esports.
Feet being picked up, and they're going to quickly capitalize on that. May might just have been given the keys to a victory here. Flash being used for an ultimate. Havoc trading up. And, well, Guildborn was in a great position right now. Is going to lose some CS.
Yeah, he's able to equalize some of that CS. You know, it's only going to be down about a wave and a quarter after this. You know, doing his best and looking to win out those 1v1s. So we'll have to see how this... Absolutely. I have to see how these play out as we get to these first item spikes. But, of course, SG here looking to get priority to fight over this second dragon.
Morin's back
The
again.
Ascent is going to have the counter strike with Leap Strike, but the great fear from the Vex is going to be absolutely powerful there. But the Shadow Surge hijacked is going to be there, but he's going to damage Ace in the hole. The Shadow Surge is going to be so much damage coming in, very well coordinated. Don't take it, Kushio. You don't want to do it, as the Shadow Surge will connect. They'll just look to get a ton of damage on this tower, recognizing they can't really do anything. And Mag still having Stormbreaker, as he is going to get the stun. And he is going to take some tower, but recognizing the rotation, not going to overforce here, as they may look to go ahead and get back to clearing some camps, regain prio, and then maybe take a look at this dragon.
All right, did get
very good counterpunch from Stasis.
Yeah, the roam up there from Marcotte as well as Gecko.
Yeah.
Did assist with the ultimate. Paying dividends, able to pick up another win.
Caitlyn up 20 CS.
Oh my god.
Almost 3 plates.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah, well, I would be curious if we have the plate count for Stasis Gaming right now. I think it's what, 4 or 5 plates total in their favor.
Right here. Max is in trouble.
Max counter strike. Max is in trouble. Dash forward from Asura, going to absolutely take him down. The kill going on to Morn, but of course Marcotte stuck out here, going to give his life to get Geico out. Not a whole lot else can be done. Unfortunately, just not having real priority to take this dragon and getting punished for it.
Yeah, Kushu was backing and they got caught slacking. And so they're going to lose dragon that should have been theirs if they just played it a little slowly, played their cards right. Morn looking here again.
Yeah, just continuing to put pressure on this mid lane. The counter-strike channeling just going to help get the wave crash. A double fear coming through. Morn taking a good chunk of damage. Definitely something to be careful about. Of course, not a lot of MR or bruiser stats yet at this point in the game.
Yeah. Looks like we have Mags here. And, chunking the jungle is not so important. You could heal up a lot off the camp kills. But right now, gold is pretty even. No team with a firm lead just yet. May
Ooh, we have something going. Looks like he's going to do the apprehend going in. Oh, but the decimate kind of stopped. Not getting any additional healing there. So Havoc doing a good job and winning out on this trade. Deathbringer stance just helping him stay sustained.
You have to really play around landing the Q heal on decimate.
Absolutely.
And it is basically that's just the full mind game. Is you land the heal or not, you can win the trade. Otherwise, you lose the trade.
Absolutely. Of course, as we look across the map, first items coming in, Black Cleaver on our Volibear, Luden's Vex. We have Yuntals, pretty traditional from the Caitlyn here. On the other side, we do see Trinity Force, Rod of Ages, and Essence Reaver coming in for the side of Summit Esports. And we do have Herald spawning here shortly, because we could see teams make a fight over this. Ooh, the sweet spot not connecting there, but neither person really willing to want to trade. Of course, if you're Havoc, you have to be careful, be very aware of this red buff that Gilborn did pick up. And Gilborn potentially
trying to hit level 11. Once you hit level 11, you can try to look for the lane. There it is.
They both are level 11. The Whirlwind are going to come out as he's going to hit. Infernal Chains are going to land. A couple of sweet bot hitting. The Decimate did get him some healing, though. He's got to flash away, trying to buy some space, but the Noxious Guillotine is going to come down. And Gilborn with the solo bolo in the top lane.
There it is. And yeah, once that Decimate heal came through, Havoc knew I'm in a lot of trouble. Tried to flash away. Does not escape the clutches of Gilborn in this one. And that is the first solo bolo for Gilborn in the series?
I think it is. Mags, though, almost looking like he's going to make it. But recognizing that's not a great idea. The Darius able to do
what is this build for Mags here? Black Cleaver first.
Mags is a great sweeper there. Being able to, good reaction time to recognize that. Although they do bait the Stormbringer out just to save his life there.
Yeah, the Stormbringer hasn't been used for a dive just yet. So,
and of course, with
a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, with that solo ball on the top lane, that does get the Herald over to the side of Summit Esports, who may be down in gold, but are definitely not, in a terrible position outside of losing this mid lane turret.
So, shame on us for casters here, because SG has picked up 2 turrets while all of that was going on, and we didn't say squat.
A word.
Yeah, so Geico now
Too
working
hyped
on the
up on
top turret.
Guildborn, man. We're too
So I
hyped up.
imagine what happened was Geico got bot turret and then went to mid lane, got mid turret,
Got
and
mid
is
turret.
now
And
working
got
on
to the top
turret.
lane. We do see a TP from behind, though. The Silas need to be very careful. The Solar Flare going to go wide. Geico flashing away, trying to get something done, but he has nobody back there. The Wish going to come through. And, ooh, the trap. Geico in trouble.
Another one.
Stop of send. The barrier coming out, but Guildborn going to be there, although some huge fighting in the top side. It does look like we have World Ender coming out from Havoc, and they are going to pick one up. Mags picking up the kill there. Excuse me, 2 kills there. So it does look like it's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of SG. However, they are going to lose their 80 carry in the exchange.
Yeah, no peel for Geico. Sad 80 carry noises. No one peeled for them. But they're able to get another turret, get 2 more kills, and looking like they're setting themselves up for
pushing on this bot tower too. Yeah,
Morn was not there the whole time, but yeah, I don't. Oh, might no, it needs like 2 more waves to get the turret here. Havoc's gonna get there now. This dragon, if SG pick up the dragon, good position for them. If Summit Esports pick up the dragon, gonna be able to stall the game a little longer to find an opportunity to get a gold lead. So right now, SG really want to move in first with the Caitlyn. The trap walls are very, very powerful tool that you don't want to throw away here.
Yeah, let's talk about this objective too for the Feats of Warfare. Both teams sitting at 2 objectives apiece, really wanting to use this to solidify that. And as we said, Geico in the river first. And they're just
it's hard for them to also move them out.
Yeah,
just because of the team comps in the setup. No engage, all super close range. Basically, if you're walking in, you have to fight. There's just no question about it. So with the comps the way they are, they're just going to go play something else, and maybe they'll pick up a top turret. Crucio does have TP.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, I think great from Summit Esports to recognize, you know what, we're not strong enough yet. We don't have the right item spikes. We can't make this happen. But they are going to go ahead and trade and get that top turret. And Havoc's in trouble. Morn on the top side. World Ender activated. But Counter-Strike going to get the stun. May in process. Has the hijacked ult, but is not going to be able to make it happen. Sweet spots. Infernal Chains are going to land, but he is going to leap strike away. Mags kind of looking, but not going to path correctly to make anything happen. Havoc just standing there.
Aura farming,
giving up a minion, leveling up anyway. To see Havoc
I had a
disconnected. I wondered.
I had a feeling.
And I do believe SG is out of pause time, for those of you wondering. So they currently not able to pause. As Havoc does reconnect, thankfully. So we don't have a one-sided game in that sense.
They have to be careful with the poutine around electrical equipment.
Absolutely.
Okay, so did get a little bit of aura there, but hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Oh, absolutely. So, 3.5 minutes on Drag, 5 minutes on Baron. Small gold lead for SG, and Otacon spawning right now. So, SG a little bit in the driver's seat, has better engaged tools, better way to start the fight. If you're Summit Esports, how do you want to approach, which of these next objectives do you prioritize, and how do you want to approach setting up for those?
Well, they just probably want to do the flank on all angles approach. Make sure if there's any sort of setup from the side of SG, you want to stay away from that. Just go for a full chaos fight, just completely as chaotic as possible. Hit him with the Fiesta.
The Fiesta. Well, Herald dropped in the mid lane, not very effective. There's definitely still some time on it, so very curious of that call here. Of course, Stasis Gaming going to lean towards the Otacon side of River, get the crab, start to look to get vision, and potentially set something up. But we are A-ramming a little bit here from the side of Summit Esports, so curious if they're really looking to try to make something happen or if they want to try to force this mid lane tower out.
Well, they can't go to Otacon, so this is buying time. Let's see. They have really low range, but the back's coming through. And Geico can just clear this, hopefully. Okay. It does give them time to
take it in their face. Yeah. All right. You can see some value there. I think, you know what? They forced them to stay around for this tower, so they're not really going to lose anything in those side lanes. Of course, this bot lane already slightly pushed in for the Otacon, so something to be very aware of. But both type laners do have TP, So both able to rotate to this fight if it was to break out. Looking at these gold leads. Oh, just kidding. They flashed away.
Okay.
Looking at these item spikes then. We do have the 2-item spike on Caitlyn. Infinity Edge is coming through. Iceborne Gauntlet locked in for Mags with that Black Cleaver. And then, of course, Locket and Moonstone Renewer on the supports respectively. Big thing to note here, for the side of Summit Esports, we do have a fully stacked Rod of Ages and a fully completed Riftmaker on the side of this Silas. So, Silas in a pretty decent position right now. Kushio yet to complete their second item on Vex. Something to very much keep in mind.
But this is a pretty good item spike for the Caitlyn. Reiterating that here.
Huge item
With
spike.
the IE, the crits will go crazy if they land. Guildborn trying to rotate down, going to catch the mid wave.
Ooh, Mags getting caught out a little bit, but he is going to Stormbreaker away. But Stormbreaker, the flash, more in the back line, getting the Counter-Strike, Infernal Chains are not going to be effective. But Kushio there, Guildborn in the back, Decimate doing so much damage. Solar Flare going to lock down. The Shadow Surge going to get the reset here. Counter-Strike in trouble. They are moving forward. Havoc is a menace. Shadow Surge going to dash forward onto Morn. They're trying to do so much damage, but they're so low range. Asura trying to do it. The Infernal Chains are not going to lock down. Ace in the hole not going to be effective. Low health bars on the side of Stasis Gaming, but they do come ahead 1-0. Gecko in the back line here,
bars.
just picking up. Oh, as the Counter-Strike going to be there. This is incredible. They're looking here. Havoc trying to abuse these low health bars. Need to be careful. Gecko, that low range. Tilt over Peacemaker doing a ton of damage here. And May looking to see if he can catch somebody out. Trying to make sure they aren't sleeping. As Kujio, the damage is going to go more on the back, but the Ebscopus down. The Solar Flare hijack not going to happen. The fear and the stun on May. He's going to be stunned, but the Counter-Strike walking forward not going to happen. They're in trouble. 2 flashes are going to be expended there for what looked like could have been a pick on Kushio, but not going to happen. This should be Dragon now.
If you ever run out of breath, let me know. I'll
That was a long fight. Oh my gosh. We need to be watching this TP.
Havoc doesn't have Havoc did not back for TP. Full health bar, May. Hooking Magnus super in trouble.
Oh, Kushio's here too. She has so much. The Culling doing so much damage here. Kushio on the back line, getting Saphir here. All 4 members. That's going to be another kill down. And the Shadow Surge here with the fear, but Asura going to take it down. But triple kill coming out for Kushio. The resets on Shadow Surge. Oh, but Asura, I mean, some of these Esports battling back, taking something from this, right? Getting a shutdown, getting Mags taken down, getting the shutdown onto Kushio right after he picks it up. But unfortunately for some of these Esports, that is the 3rd Dragon taken down for the side of Stasis Gaming, and the Otacon going to them as well.
Yeah, Stasis Gaming with that 3rd Dragon. It's also double Earth Elemental as well, so that is really good for them. And yeah, Mags just face checks this bush. Huge burst damage, follow through from May. Doesn't pick up the kill. And look at this. Gecko, free hitting. Now has to flash away, but still, no one's threatening this Caitlyn. Able to just pump out the damage. Warren does have Counter-Strike, so is delaying. And this is where SG kind of took a step too far. They were basically full HP, and they chased in, were kited, and ended up losing a bunch of HP. And then the fight still goes because Kishu decided to back in a bush and was just too greedy. Ended up burning some more flashes on their way through this fight. And, I mean, this skirmish is just so long. And then now they're going to go for the Dragon. Havoc probably should have just backed and TP'd instead of joining with the team here. But no more time. Has to just join in the fight. Pulling from Mags. Thinking it's going to be a nightmare scenario. But look at this. Geico here. Kushu there with the execute.
Oh, the Locket doing so much work.
Just look how much damage.
Such a good Solar Flare, too.
Yeah, and then the Shadow Surge has been paying off in these skirmishes because he's able to pick up 2. And then the finish.
Can we talk about that Caitlyn crit too? Almost half HP from Asura on the Caitlyn crit.
I mean, that's where we're talking about the IE. And also, Shadow Surge was up twice in a fight, in this long extended fight. Oh
my gosh, the bait a little bit here as Morn's going to get feared, locked down and stunned, and absolutely deleted. The Culling coming out from Asura, but not being able to. Geico goes forward, just a crit, but the hijack Solar Flare. Shadow Surge is going to go into Asura. Caitlyn also taken down. But May is going to pay the price as he comes in as the Shadow Surge gets a reset. And that is going to be a 3-for-1 for the side of Stasis Gaming as they look towards Baron.
I mean, I know they got 2 more kills off Geico's death, but like you could just do Baron, guys.
Yeah, for real. Holy cow.
Yeah, you could just do Baron. Now your Baron's slower because you don't have an 80 carry. Anyway, they still pick up a win on the side of Stasis. So they're going to be happy with that one overall. Kyushu, another bounty on their head, 500 gold. Just
Havoc's
stacking
back
bounties
being stopped
back
by
to
Baron
back.
is negative 1,000 aura here. Sorry.
Yeah, negative 1,000 aura. We're just giving out aura adjustments now. But I mean, with the Baron, with this long range poke comp, they have Vex who can poke, they have Kaelin who can poke. Should be able to siege up some turrets.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to take a quick replay and look at this. Yeah, just absolute cheese bush deletes the Jax there.
And this is where question mark ping for
me. Yeah, they just like kept fighting. Like why? Like you said, just go to Baron. Like I said, it works out. We pick up 3 kills, on the side of Stasis Gaming, but it could have just not let anybody die and take Baron.
80 carry.
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah. What about that?
Push up mid lane, so they can siege with the Caitlyn super long auto range,
absolutely,
of course. And they have Kyushu, who also can supply range and poke here. More on the side.
Yeah, I need to care about this potential flank, but I don't think they're super worried at the moment. Of course, 6,000, 7,000 gold lead here. And that fear. Ooh, the hijack Shadow Surge going to go wide, but of course, Makarot in the back line. The fight is very split. The Culling coming out. Bakushio going to come and block. Morn in trouble. Oh, the Skepticon is going to land. Infernal Chain's going to stop. The fight turning out. Going to be split still, but of course, Havoc in this backline. Wish coming out to stop. Deathbringer stance healing him so much, but is not going to be enough as Asura coming online and doing some damage. Flash coming out from Geico as he does dodge here, but doing so much damage as well. Guildborn, the apprehend, is going to look. He's going to get 2, and this is going to be 2 more kills picked up. This is absolutely devastating for SG as Summit Esports trades 1 for 4. And they try to blow open and even up this game.
A disaster for SG
Holy
here because
cow.
I mean, there's just too many angles. You saw Mags just trying to peel. Decided to go for Geico at the end of the day. Kyushu falls. And yeah, just hitting them with all angles was a great strategy. They're able to pick out one of the carries. Huge bounty picked up as well. And that's a win on the board. They're still in dire straits, though, because they've just overstayed. And Dragon is spawning right now.
It does look like they're just going to go for it, though.
Hold up, no, we should look at the Dragon. We should definitely
Mag's going to the top side, so it looks like they may just not be contesting this drag.
Oh, they're not
But we see this fight is so split. They're so focused on Morn here as they just the whole 5 members on the backside. And of course they do pick him up, but
help.
Yeah, I agree.
Once Morn goes away,
agreed.
And really need to kind of play that front to back. But wow, they don't get the Dragon Soul, and they don't contest either.
Dead Man's Plate just allowing Guildborn to walk right up on him, getting that extra movement speed there. And
if you
that's
win in the dash department, you should win in the marathon department.
Right. Well, and looking at it this way, I mean, Summit Esports, they've delayed the game. They said, hey, you're not going to get this soul and put this one away. We're gonna look for another angle for you guys to make a mistake and try to win another fight. So we do have a small death bush here. He is going to go ahead and blow that passive. So nothing much more to happen there. Of course, we do have Havoc pushing solo in this bot side. So they're going to have to answer him shortly as we do see Guildborn taking a recall now.
So there is one tier 2 left for SG. Should be able to get that one. After that, there's no more easy gold on the map. Probably going to have to fight a little bit to get the inhibitor turrets. But again, long range on the Caitlyn. Should be able to siege up if they ever want to.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, Baron going to be up in 2 minutes, Dragon in 340. You'll imagine you already see some decent vision control by Stasis Gaming on that Baron side as they will want to keep Prio in mid and bot and allow themselves to control that river.
Anyway, so far, full map control to Stasis Gaming as most of the game has been in their hands here. So Flash is still not available for Geico. So not the most safe position for their AD carry.
But
So we'll see
Geico
if
is
they
going to pick up
decide
that.
waiting.
Yeah, Geico's going to pick up that fourth item, though. We are at 100% crit on this Caitlyn. Mortal Reminder fully built. 302 CS at 32 minutes, about 10 CS a minute. Fantastic job there. And yeah, I mean, this is something we got to be worried about now because Caitlyn is going to do some absolutely crazy damage at this stage.
Yeah, the headshot crits are going to knock people out if they are able to free fire here. A lot of movement going down. A lot of people trying to jostle some vision in these jungle areas. Baron up in 45 seconds, but we can see river control firmly in the hands of Stasis.
Yep. Lucian still not quite able to finish that last item. Of course, is going to pick up the Executioner's Blade, some anti-heal here. But yeah, the issue, like you said, the range is still what I'm worried about in this comp. You know, getting onto Geico, getting onto this backline. But yeah, good old.
I don't want them to stall or anything. Just one Baron spawns. Get this wave. One Baron spawns. Just start it up.
Yep. It is what we look like there. It does look like that's what they're going to do, ignoring this bot wave. They do have the first move, and they have all the vision. So looking like that is going to be the play here. Although, of course, going to go ahead and set up with his vision.
Here. They're smelling
what's
something.
What's going to happen? May way behind here. Of course, Guildborn in a little bit of trouble. Getting fear, taking a chunk of damage.
Soraka's
but of course, the Soraka in the backside. The Baron has been started, though, so they are going to be careful. Guildborn on the side needs to be careful. Going to get taken, but he is being free-fired on by the Caitlyn. Absolutely the leader. The Shadow Surge is going to go wide. The Hijack World Ender not going to do too much. Caitlyn able to do so much damage on the backside here, hitting on some Morn. Oh, the Asura being taken out here by Marcotte, securing the kill. Kushio doing so much damage. World Ender, Havoc doing so much here. Megs, I am so sorry. The Volibear, 1v1ing the Silas in this side lane here. The flash forward looks like he is going to take him out. And that is going to be another kill. That is going to be a 4-for-0 for the side of Stasis Gaming. And Stasis Gaming going to end this game and take this series and advance themselves to the semifinals of our Immortal League.
All right, they're going to be going for it. Flash Zenith Blade over the turret. They don't care about it. Knock down those in just a couple seconds, and our winners here for the Group A is going to be Stasis Gaming Resurgence, the AML winners making another run for a championship victory here today in the Titan League. And they did it 3-1, so those Game 5 predictions, well, you were wrong. And also, my 4-4 prediction is correct.
It is.
So I'm happy with my predictions as well. And SG looking pretty good. There's a couple things that they should probably work on, right? They had a little bit of hiccups, especially in this game. Could have thrown it a couple times, but for the most part, super solid gameplay. They definitely were out drafting most of the series. They only fell in that one Maokai game. And so they're looking like they are going to be super solid for this playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to both teams for making it to playoffs. And of course, Stasis Gaming, congrats for advancing to semis. We look forward to seeing you guys. Of course, before we leave, we always have to shout out Titan Summer merch is out. So please, if you have not gone to our shop, Friend or Foe Esports /Titan, to take a look at that merchandise, please go do so. They have some great stuff on there. If you like dad hats like me, that's where you're going to go. And again, I'm Les. This is Crims. Thank you guys for being with us on this cast tonight, and we look forward to seeing you all again.